Fires the ball down the middle. Jason Swain.
It's time to kick off 3 hours of fair and honest discussions that go beyond the headlines of today's sports news.
And for a Tennessee touchdown.
From the Budweiser studios of 99.1 The Sports Animal, here are a couple of guys with over 30 years of combined knowledge of Tennessee sports. Here's Josh and Swain.
Good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome in to Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us today. We are very excited to be with you for the next 3 hours. We have a lot to cover. Tennessee football, Tennessee basketball, Tennessee baseball, number one in the country. College football offseason conversations continue. We invite you to be a part of the conversation today. You can call or text in at 865-656-9900. VFL and former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain is here. I'm Josh Ward. Swain, good afternoon. How are you?
What's up? What's up, man? Good to see you.
It's good to see you. Always good to be seen.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, man. It's good to have the number one baseball team in the country. Good to have top 5 softball team in the country. Good to have a lot of momentum in other sports. It's easy to come in here even on a May day during what is normally a slow time. There's no slow times up in here, man. All gas, no brakes.
We have already shot down the idea of jinxes or curses in sports existing, right? So that's off the table. Took care of that yesterday.
We talked about embracing being number one, and Tennessee, if they don't win the championship, won't be because they were jinxed at the beginning of May getting the number one ranking because Arkansas and Texas A&M lost. That won't be the reason. The reason will be because they failed to execute somewhere. That's going to be the reason. Failed to execute against a really, really, really good team. That normally is who you play. Once you get to postseason and you advance, the competition only gets harder most of the times.
When you played at Tennessee, do you remember stuff like that coming up? Oh, the history with this team. Oh, it's been this long since such and such happened. Oh, we got a target now on our backs because we're ranked here.
I didn't hear the stuff about Tennessee not being able to beat Florida until after I played. That was something that wasn't really talked about. At least I didn't hear it. If it was talked about, I wasn't paying attention. It seemed like it's been a thing. Florida's kind of been the kryptonite, and doesn't matter how terrible their teams are or how great our teams have been in the season, we've found ways to lose more times than we should. There's been plenty of times where we've had the better team. Better season, but for some reason found a way to lose that one. So I still believe that's not bad luck or anything. That's just crumbling in the moment when you see that Gators logo. Guys not being able to execute. We found ways to beat ourselves, and Florida has found ways to win. I remember when Will Muschamp was there, and I heard this quote from the Gators. They just told their guys to continue to play hard because at some point Tennessee's going to give it to you. So that's been kind of the motto down there. But
in 2012, when game day was here, a lot of the attention is on Tennessee when it's in town in Knoxville. But Will Muschamp did a pregame interview, and he said, I'm paraphrasing the quote, but it was essentially, we always play well here, and we're going to play well here today.
Yeah, that's the mentality. And so it's not rocket science when it comes to playing team sport. You got to have talent. You got to have leadership. Coaching is important. You got to stay healthy. But you got to have a mentality to go out there and win and not be afraid to make mistakes, not be afraid to play with the lead, to be fearless. And if you go out there and minimize mistakes and you play to the best of your capabilities with that talent that you have, you're going to be successful more times than not. And that's the real ingredients to the recipe. Not juju, not jinxes to me. And that's just my opinion. Yeah, I may be wrong.
A lot of the reason for optimism around what Tennessee's going to do this year in football is Nico, right? He strikes me as the kind of athlete that's going to have that kind of mindset you're talking about.
Yeah, when Nico is throwing multiple touchdowns in a game and leading Tennessee to victory, when he's interviewed, he's not going to say, "Whew, man, I was just really lucky today because no one jinxed me. No one jinxed me. No one put bad juju on me. That's the reason why I was able to perform. Not the preparation, not the execution, not the effort, none of that. It's gonna be the jinx. That's what it's gonna be.
This year's Florida game, there's a ton of confidence there. We're kind of joking about the jinx conversation because of the idea that Tennessee could be the number one overall seed in the NCAA tournament in baseball. We'll even see if Tennessee gets that opportunity here in a few weeks. That's a few weeks away. But for the Florida game, if that mindset exists, I don't sense it during the offseason. That's kind of checked off as a win by a lot of Tennessee fans from what I can tell. It's a home game for Tennessee. It's a little bit later, if that matters. It's in mid-October, the 12th, I think. But it's in mid-October versus playing in September. And Florida has its issues. Florida won the game last year. It was in Gainesville. Didn't have Cooper Mays. But I sense a ton of optimism.
Yeah, we can have all the optimism we want to. We can put 3 checks inside the box. We can leave the box unchecked. It doesn't matter what we think as fans. We thought the same thing last year, and you saw what happened. It's going to be about what those players feel and what those players do on the football field. And if you are a Florida player returning from last year's team, you're going to be pretty confident about playing Tennessee. You know the schedule was tough, but the schedule was tough last year. And what did you do last year? You beat Tennessee. So you should feel good about being able to do that, honestly, if you're Florida. Until Tennessee fills you with doubt. And the way you do that is by putting up points and stopping them from putting up points and having a significant lead. You have to put your foot on the opponent's throat when they're believing and think they have a chance. You got to stop them from believing. And the only way to do that is put your foot in their throat. So they're going to come in feeling confident and feeling like they can beat Tennessee, even with a bad team, because they've done it before, until you do something about it.
Tell me what Florida's record will be when the Gators come to Knoxville on October 12th. Florida will open with Miami and Gainesville.
Well, I don't know, man. That game may be like Mississippi State Auburn a couple years ago where the score was 3-2. It might be a slop fest.
Okay.
It may set football back 20 years.
Okay. Samford week 2, that's a win. Week 3 hosting Texas A&M. Week 4 going to Starkville to play Mississippi State. Off week 5, and then week 6 hosting UCF. That's the game leading up to the trip to Tennessee. So Miami at home, Samford, Texas A&M at home, at Mississippi State, UCF at home. 5 games. What will Florida's record be when the Gators come to Knoxville?
2-3 at best.
2-3 at best. Oh, they're done for then. Tennessee should beat them by 3 touchdowns. They come to Knoxville 2-3, they're done. Billy Napier's writing on the wall.
They can still beat Tennessee coming in 2-3.
Oh, they better not.
Hey.
Monday, October 14th would not be a pretty day in Knoxville if Tennessee were to lose to a 2-3 Florida team at home.
You're right about that. You're right about that, but Tennessee beat Texas A&M. A&M played Alabama a whole lot closer than Tennessee did, meaning each game is its own.
That part is true. I'll say 3-2 for Florida coming in. With them looking at the Tennessee game as we have to have this if this season's going to go anywhere.
Where do you see the dub?
Samford, UCF, and one of Miami, A&M, Mississippi State.
Yeah, they should be able to beat Mississippi State. A&M still has a lot of talent, and Miami has a ton of talent. It can't be this bad.
Big year for Cristobal in Miami, too.
They can't be this bad again.
Love a good week one freakout, the Florida or Miami fan base. Miami might just say, let's go do something else. But for those who care, they will not be happy. Florida fans, if they open with a home loss to Miami, knowing what the rest of the schedule is, they will not be happy.
It's a must-win, really, for both teams. Every game is like that, right? It's a must-win. You can technically say that about every game. But for Miami and Florida, their game against each other is a must-win because if you're Mario Cristobal and you've been stockpiling these players from the portal and you've been getting all this financial assistance for NIL, and you lose to Florida at the beginning of the season, that's going to take the air out of that fan base. And in Florida, you lose first because there's automatic L's on your schedule.
Automatic.
Yeah. You got to win the iffies, the 50-50s. And I think Miami game is a 50-50 game for Florida.
Reference point, SP Plus ranks Miami number 21 in the country. This is a preseason ranking. It'll be updated between now and the start of the season. But Miami in the offseason ranks number 21, Florida number 33. And a bunch
33.
of 33.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. The problem for them is they play a bunch of teams that are ranked better than 33.
Yeah,
like Georgia, number 1, like Texas, number 4, Tennessee, number 15, for the record. A&M's number 13.
You know, this is a really bad time for coaches to get fired. Outside of the great.
Is there a good time for coaches to get fired? Okay.
There's a better time. Right now, it's always a good time because you're going to get that buyout. And buyout life is great. But where are you going to go rehab now that Nick Saban is gone? That's why it's a bad time. You get fired before, okay, I'll go down to Alabama. I put together really good offensive line, or I'll be a coordinator and put together a really good unit on offense or defense, and then boom, in 2-3 years, I'll be a head coach again. You don't have Nick Saban's rehab program anymore to be an analyst somewhere. Hey, that's what Butch Jones did. Where are those coaches going to go now?
My guess, which nobody here is going to like hearing, is Athens. Maybe Austin.
Maybe.
We'll continue the conversation as we continue and invite you to join us. 865-656-9900. That's how you can call. That's you can text in. We're looking ahead to 2024, the college football season for Tennessee. Looking forward to the guests that will join us as well. VFL, web grad, legend, I would say, with the Atlanta Braves, with the World Series he was able to help bring in 1995. Greg McMichael will be in town for Sports Fest here in just a few weeks. He'll join us at 1 o'clock. Jay Busby of Yahoo Sports, also in Atlanta. Big Atlanta Day. He'll join us at 2:30. We're with you until 3 o'clock. Next to Jason Swain, I'm Josh Ward on Josh and Swain.
If there's intelligent life out there somewhere, there's streaming 99.1 The Sports Animal. Guaranteed.
Tyler Ivins from the afternoon show. Let me tell you about my new fence I just got from Tennessee Home. If you came to my house in West Knoxville, I have a beautiful house, but the backyard fence looked like something out of a horror movie. Splits, leaning, skunks, possum, any creature was coming in and out of my backyard. I had to get somebody who was a licensed professional who could come in and give me the privacy that I sorely need. James Anthony checked all the boxes. Give him a ring this afternoon. 865-304-0955. Or you can book online. That's at TennesseeHome.us.
$1,000 of painting services supplied at no cost? McLean's Painting Services has created an annual event called Paint It Forward. This is their way of giving back to a community that's been so gracious to them. Nominate your favorite nonprofit organization today so they can receive free painting services up to $10,000. Details at McLeansPainting.com or 991thesportsanimal.com. Let's help paint it forward with McLean's Painting.
Hey, you hear that? That's the sound of loose change in your pocket reminding you to buy a 99-cent medium fountain drink from Casey's. So the next time you hear this, you already know where to go. 99-cent medium fountain drinks. It's not crazy. It's Casey's.
Xperia Ocean Journey is a family-friendly digital experience that transports you into the depths of the ocean, all without getting wet. Xperia Ocean Journey is a first-of-its-kind adventure in the Smoky Mountains that blends a walkthrough experience with immersive storytelling, interactives, and CGI animation. You'll explore captivating underwater landscapes, interact with incredible sea creatures, and get to enjoy the spectacle of the deep blue sea. If you're ready, Xperia Ocean Journey in Sevierville will take you on an unforgettable expedition where you'll learn the intriguing facts about sea life and leave with a newfound appreciation for the ocean's beauty.
Experience Xperia Ocean's Journey. This week's Sweet Deal of the Week. Get 2 adult tickets for the price of 1. Sweet deals are a chance for you to experience some of the finest restaurants and attractions East Tennessee has to offer at unbeatable prices. Grab this sweet deal at 991thesportsanimal.com.
If you're ready for a new job, let Express Employment Professionals help you. Express is your one connection for a summer job in a variety of industries. Job seekers never pay a fee at Express. Go to expresspros.com to find your location. That's expresspros.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Fair, honest sports conversation from 2 guys that define credibility. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Thank you for being with us on Josh and Swain on this Tuesday afternoon at Josh and Swain. You can connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Good news, Swain, from last segment. We have an update on the 2024 Tennessee-Florida game. Chris sent us a message and said, "Don't worry about Florida. Here's a list of my last attended home games. 2016 Florida, 2022 Florida, 2023 Texas A&M. Chris adding that he just booked a hotel for the family for this year's Florida weekend. He's won his last 3 games at Neyland Stadium.
Is he coming for the Bama game too?
It would appear to me that's non-optional. Yeah, he needs to extend that stay. Those are back-to-back weeks this year, October 12th and 19th. Florida and Alabama coming to Knoxville. So, Chris, get in touch with the hotel, extend it out a week.
That's right.
We'll figure something out for you if we need. And get Tennessee back-to-back wins. So there you go. Florida game's a wrap.
I'm not worried about Florida.
You shouldn't be.
Florida's not who I'm worried about.
Where does that rank on the worry
I'm worried
list?
about us versus Florida.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Sure.
There's a difference. And it's not.
So what category is this that we're discussing? Because it's not the jinx or we're cursed against Florida category. You wouldn't say that, right?
No. I think it's the. I won't say like intimidation because I don't think it's that. It's just, and it spans different decades, different coaches, different quarterbacks, different senior classes, where you just snatch defeat from the jaws of victory at times. You know, like I felt like we did it. It was up 2 touchdowns, about to go up 3. You know, we had the J.P. Mapu sack on C.J. Leak, hits him in the head. Marvin Mitchell has a pick 6. About to go up 3 touchdowns, man. Game's about to be over.
06 when Chris leaked.
Yeah, and then, you know, they get the first down. They score that possession. We're still up. We didn't go and respond. I mean, we can look at the call, but we still had an opportunity to win that game and respond. And we kind of melted and didn't respond the way we needed to. I mean, there's other examples of that. So I don't say it's intimidation. It's just, man, you gotta stump a mud hole in them, man. Like you gotta make sure the gator is not breathing anymore. You can't assume because they will come back to life and beat you. We've seen on occasions where throw it in the end zone to win the game, or a curl route, breaking 4 or 5 tackles and going up the sideline. So like, it's just not finishing against those guys. I don't look at it as bad luck or anything like that. It's just, man, you gotta finish those dudes off. They have a belief down there. The same way we got a belief about Kentucky. Like, no matter what goes on, how good they are, how bad we are, how bad the weather is, how great the weather is, we're going to find a way to beat Kentucky. It don't matter if they up 2 touchdowns to start the game. We're going to find a way to win. And Kentucky has the same mentality about us as we do about Kentucky.
I'm sure Billy Napier will tell his team that week. Here's what happens against Tennessee.
I would. Yeah, I would if I was him. I would. And then if I'm hypo, I have things that I'm going to say to my team to make sure that don't happen.
Now, in 03, against Florida, in 01 against Florida, which was before you got here, but 03, you were a freshman.
I mean, I was already a VFL in progress.
In 01?
Kind of.
Okay.
I was a sophomore in high school. I was a big Tennessee fan because I was a big Kelly Washington, Dante Stallworth fan.
Uh-huh.
I like watching those guys and Casey. So I love watching Tennessee's offense. And Adidas, so ugly. Cleats was terrible. But I didn't let that get in the way. And I remember the Florida game at the end of the season. I remember the LSU game middle of the season. Like I was kind of like a VFL and waiting. Man,
Kelly in that 01 regular season LSU game.
Oh, yeah.
What a performance.
226 or 56 or 52. It was something crazy.
Well, what I was getting at is the quarterback. I mentioned it last segment. 256 for Kelly.
What did I say, 252?
I think you said 226. You threw out a few numbers, but you were on track. 256. Man, what a day. 11 catches. Casey's mindset. California cool. Iceman. Now, Nico has to go play. He hasn't played more than a game as a starter. We know Casey's career. But, again, the mindset. California cool.
Yeah,
quarterback for
don't
Tennessee.
let that California cool. Don't let that California cool fool you.
No, it doesn't. I'm not saying that it affects competitive spirit. I'm saying it affects how you allow the worry to get through the filter and affect you in the week leading up to it, or affect you in the middle of a game if it becomes a hard-fought contest. Having that California cool, the calm at the quarterback position can help.
They call it a clutch gene. Tom Brady possesses that clutch gene. Patrick Mahomes possesses that clutch gene. That's what Casey had, where it's 4th down and 17, and there's a crossing route, C.J. Faden, and the only way to complete the pass is you got to throw it where you think he's going to be through a window that C.J. is not even through yet. But you have confidence in yourself. You have confidence in what you see, and you let it fly. And CJ's there to catch it on 4th down and 17. And the Bama fans are so slow when it comes to sometimes with football. They was cheering. They thought the game was over. They thought they won. They were cheering, Josh. You should have saw it, man. It was hilarious. Why are you laughing? They was cheering, man. It's 4th and 17. We just picked up 18 yards on the crossing route, and they were cheering. Gumps, game ain't over. Who about to go down and score? And that's what we did. I don't know what's so funny. I'm being serious here.
Now, I'm kind of the one that brought up the KC Nico thing here, but I love that this segment talking about Florida, the importance of that game, the history there, the anxiety that comes with it. I love that it still was able to turn to a shot at Alabama football fans by former Huntsville native Jason Swain. I love that we took that turn.
Just give you an example. That's all. That was a Casey Clausen legendary moment.
And your description. So slow.
I was trying to find the right word that's appropriate for radio.
I think that worked. Yeah, I think that worked.
Yeah, so that's what I got. But Casey, dude, he would take out his mom if it meant winning. That's the type of competitor that he was and is even to this day. So we know Nico has a lot of tools. We'll have to wait and see if he has that.
Right.
But that Tom Brady, I'm going to destroy you, I'm going to kill your spirits. Like, I want to see if he has that killer mentality. We know he has everything else, but we'll see if he has that killer mentality.
Hopes and the expectations are high. None higher than internal, probably, for Nico's role. By the way, Tom Brady, Northern California.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 100%.
Text box is open. Messages coming in. We'll open them when we come back. 865-656-9900 next to VFL and former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain. I'm Josh Ward here on Josh and Swain.
The great thing about sports is it never stops. Here's another 60-second sports minute on the Sports Animal.
Major League Baseball games for your Tuesday. The A's host the Rangers at 3:30. Just after 6 o'clock, the Guardians get the Tigers at 6:45. The Angels visit the Pirates. The Reds welcome the Diamondbacks. Blue Jays visit the Phillies. Nationals take on the Orioles. White Sox face the Rays. At 7 o'clock, Astros visit the Yankees. 7:20, the Braves host the Red Sox. At 7:45, the Padres visit the Cubs. The Twins host the Mariners. Mets take on the Cardinals. At 8:40, the Rockies host the Giants, and the Dodgers face the Marlins at 10. NBA playoffs, a couple of second-round series get underway tonight in the Eastern Conference. The Celtics host the Cavaliers at 7 o'clock. At 9:30, the Thunder welcome the Mavericks over in the West. Stanley Cup playoffs tonight in the second round. Rangers host the Hurricanes for Game 2 of that series at 7 o'clock. New York leads the series 1-0. Stars welcome the Avalanche at 9:30 for their Western Conference second-round series. And top-ranked Tennessee baseball hosts Queens tonight at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. First pitch is at 6 o'clock right here on the Sports Animal. I'm Joel Silverberg.
Golf season is here, and an eagle awaits you at Sevierville Golf Club. The very best golf in the beautiful Smoky Mountains is ready for you. 2 18-hole championship courses with breathtaking views, unique layouts, and pristine enough to be named the best-maintained public golf course in all of Tennessee. All of this makes for a round of golf you won't soon forget. So challenge your game with all the elements of rolling hills, water, sand, and quick greens. Visit SeviervilleGolfClub.com to book your tee time or to learn more about memberships. Sevierville Golf Club, an eagle awaits you.
Warm weather's here, and it's time to get outside and enjoy the privacy and the comforts of your own backyard, but you don't have a privacy fence. Or perhaps you need to upgrade your fence, as I just recently did with Tennessee Home. When contacting Tennessee Home, you're looking for somebody who is a licensed contractor who has one of the most experienced teams that East Tennessee has to offer. Over 100 yards for me and the new pup, Howie, and I've been satisfied since the final post went in the ground. 865-304-0955. That's 865-304-0955. We're online at TennesseeHome.us.
You run a great local business. Unfortunately, it's buried on page 15 when people search for your service online. Thankfully, there's Cumulus Boost. Cumulus Boost helps your business increase your online presence. Don't get overshadowed by large corporations when your neighbors need your business the most. You work too hard to go unnoticed. Get a boost with Cumulus Boost today at cumulusboost.com. That's CUMULUS Boost.com.
They say that good fences make good neighbors, and when it comes to your privacy, Loudoun County Fence is the fencing company East Tennesseans have trusted for over 50 years. Your fence should be durable and stylish. Visit their website at lcfence.com and view all of their great options, from wood privacy to ornamental aluminum fencing. Loudoun County Fence is a family-owned and operated company with over 50 years of experience installing quality fencing in and around Knoxville. They're fully licensed and insured, and their workmanship is guaranteed. For your free estimate, visit lcfence.com.
Maybe you don't think about the Tennessee Department of Correction unless you work here or know someone in our custody. It's not personal until it is. But we think about you. While you are sleeping, our officers are inside, behind the fence, supervising the men and women in our custody. It's not an easy job, but we are committed to making Tennessee a safer place to live and raise our families, because this is our home too, and it is personal to us.
Sponsored by Tennessee Department of Correction.
I remember when I was a little boy and every day we had fresh milk delivered by our friend Fred. You see, Fred was our milkman, and he always had a smile on his face. He went about his business with joy, and he served his customers well. He would deliver our milk ice cold in those glass bottles and right to our doorstep. It seems like that good old-fashioned, joyful service is a thing of the past these days. Well, not here at the Bed Store. We believe that when you choose to buy your mattress from us, that we should make your entire experience a great one. When we deliver your bed, we literally roll out a red carpet to make sure that we show your home the utmost respect, and we put little mints on your new pillows. We go over, above, and beyond because you deserve that kind of old-fashioned tuck-you-in service. Right now at the Bed Store, you can get well tucked into any Tempur-Pedic mattress and get up to $300 in free sleep accessories, and we'll deliver that Tempur-Pedic locally for free. Come see us at any one of our 8 convenient area locations today, or shop with us at bedstore.com. The Bed Store. Well, we'll even tuck you in.
When it comes to weight loss, one size does not fit all. At Bragg Weight Loss and Wellness, powered by Nutrimost, Dr. Terry Bragg provides the educational tools you need to manage your weight. No prepackaged foods and no counting points. Dr. Bragg uses a team approach, creating a personalized roadmap to a healthy lifestyle, including food plan, supplements, and support. Most participants lose 20 pounds in 40 days. For more information, go to BraggWeightLossAndWellness.com and start living your most healthy life.
This has been a paid announcement.
This report is sponsored by Tire Rack. Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
We're continuing to track a mixture of sun and clouds as we head throughout your Tuesday afternoon. High temperatures back above average as we'll top out right around 85 degrees, but feeling a bit warmer, especially with the humidity in play. We're also keeping a close watch on some scattered showers and storms developing this afternoon. From the WVLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jacob Durham.
The hottest sports stories of the day broken down to their very core with honest, informed opinions. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Thank you for being with us on Josh and Swain this afternoon. Otis texted in, I believe we'll consistently beat Florida when we consistently beat Florida. The Vols did win the last time they played in Knoxville. That was 2022. Last season didn't go as well for the Vols. They'll try to change that, reverse that course this year at home October 12th. It'll be a little bit later when Florida comes to Knoxville. Tennessee will have already played NC State non-conference. Tennessee will have already gone to Norman, Oklahoma. So we'll have a better idea of where Tennessee is positioned, what opportunity Tennessee really has this upcoming season when Tennessee is hosting Florida in October. Tennessee will play at Arkansas the week before hosting the Gators.
That's probably a good approach to have. When Tennessee consistently beats Florida, that's when you'll believe Tennessee will consistently beat Florida.
This game is also different in that a lot of times the Florida game has been the first really big test, right? That's not the case this year. NC State's a real test. Oklahoma on the road, that's a big test. That's a tougher game, should be, for Tennessee than the Florida game. So the Florida game is important. It means a lot for a number of different reasons, but going to Norman, Oklahoma is a big deal for Tennessee. That's week 4.
No, heck yeah, because it's an away game. It's going to be a farther commute out there, about 20 minutes or so, probably.
I think it's a top 3 game in determining if Tennessee can become a playoff team this year. The Bama game at home is one. I don't know if Georgia. I mean, If you win that game, that means something. If you lose that game as expected, then it's about what do you do in the other games where you have a better chance to win.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the schedule, and if you're just being transparent here with yourself and taking your orange-colored sunglasses off, it doesn't make you any less as a Tennessee fan if you look at the schedule and go, yeah, that's an L. Okay, that's an L. If you did that with two teams, that means the other teams are must-win games, and Oklahoma's one of those games. So yeah, like it's important because it's one of those games and it's early in the schedule.
Yeah.
Now, I think Tennessee's defensive line will win that game for Tennessee as long as we're not turning the ball over crazy on offense, special teams. But like, I just don't see how a team with a first-year quarterback with a suspect offensive line is going to be able to match up against Tennessee's defensive line. I just don't see it happening. But you never know.
Right. That is, I think, the biggest question this offseason is how does that offensive line come together? It's a new look O-line. They do have some talented players, but less proven than what Tennessee's is, I would say, at least going into the season. Tennessee's defensive line being a strength should be a matchup advantage. Oklahoma does have an experienced O-line coach. It's in Norman. There's the road woes that we've talked about over the last couple of years. Tennessee has to silence those going to Norman. If this game were in Knoxville, I don't think I would really hesitate in my pick. But going on the road last year in Columbia didn't go great. In Gainesville, I mean, that was a bad Florida team. They were bad. And Tennessee went there and had a bad game. If the game had been played in Knoxville, I think it could have been a different story. So going to Norman, Oklahoma, that's why it's a big test too. It's not just how good is Oklahoma. On paper, I think Tennessee probably has a slight edge. If you look at the different publications, you look at SP Plus, you'll see some that have Tennessee slightly ahead, some that have Oklahoma slightly ahead, but it's really close. Oklahoma's on the other side saying, hey, they're coming to our place, we'll get them. So that's why we'll find out a lot about where Tennessee's season will go when the Vols go to Norman on September 21st.
I'm feeling a little immature today.
Today?
Yeah, the reason why is because 40 minutes until the show, haven't mentioned anything about the weather. Got to mention about the weather. So today is going to be 82 degrees, 6 o'clock. Well, starting at 4. Supposed to be in the 80s today. It's going to be a nice day.
Yeah, pushing into the mid-80s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The reason why I asked that question, the reason why I made that statement to ask you, how do you do with really warm weather without suntan lotion? How do you handle yourself? How does that work out for you?
Well, if I'm exposed,
yeah, you got the shirt off, showing the guns.
Sun's out, guns out. We have a policy.
It's 96 degrees outside. No suntan lotion.
I do very poorly without the sunscreen.
So you would say a Josh Ward without sunscreen and a really bright sunny day is a bad combination.
Be like Dalton Connect late against Auburn.
Bad
Red hot.
Okay. Another really bad combination would be a young quarterback, first-time starting quarterback, and a suspect offensive line. That is a bad combination.
Yep.
That's a terrible combination. That's like gasoline and fire. That's a bad combination. You don't want that. Oklahoma's entering the SEC. This is the worst time to enter the SEC with that combination. Do you understand what kind of defensive lineman we got around here?
Some good defensive linemen.
We got mutants. We got folks that have been credited in the lab rushing the passer in this conference. We got defensive linemen that could be X-Men. Like, seriously. So Oklahoma's picking the wrong time to enter the league with that combination. It's a bad combination. I think Tennessee will expose them. I think a lot of teams will expose them. And then Oklahoma will – I'm already predicting the future. This is what's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
After the season, Oklahoma is going to crush it in the transfer portal. They're going to get smashed this season in the trenches, okay? Oklahoma's going to say, nope, we can't allow that to happen. They're going to go all in the transfer portal, and they will overspend for defensive linemen, edge rushers in the transfer portal next year. You watch. Because they're going to say, or offensive linemen, excuse me. They're going to say, we cannot afford to have this quarterback leave us because we can't protect him. He's really good, but he will leave us if we don't protect him. Oklahoma is going to overspend in the transfer portal next year with offensive linemen. You just watch. Watch. It's going to happen.
Okay. Yeah, because their defensive line, I think, will be a strength for Oklahoma. That might be a – this goes without saying, but I'll add it to the Oklahoma game. Tennessee's O-line needs to stay healthy. They deal with injuries early in the season. They go to Norman with a starter or two lost. That's a big concern for Nico. Got to protect Nico. Brent Venables knows on the defensive line he has to have guys, and they went out and got a couple this offseason. So they're going to be pretty good up front too.
Yeah, the trick.
I don't know if it's going to be a low-scoring game, but the attention will be on these two young, exciting quarterbacks, Nico and Jackson Arnold. But those guys will need to make sure that they are protected and given the chance to make those plays.
The trick
okay.
is going to be for Tennessee's offensive line. Shout out to Chris Rock here. The trick is going to be for them before every game, they got to take a shot of Tussin. That's going to help them stay healthy. If they do that, then I think we'll be healthy this season.
Okay.
Let the Tussin get down into the bones, strengthen the bones. Very important.
Swain sees the future. He's laying it out for us this afternoon. The future includes Greg McMichael, former Tennessee and Atlanta Braves pitcher, joining us at 1 o'clock. We're here until 3 on Josh and Swain.
The Sports Animal Stream now has streaming-only giveaways. Listen daily to The Sports Animal Stream for keywords to text in for a chance to win.
Hey, it's Josh. I want to tell you about Wilson Brothers Plumbing. Had memory photos pop up on my phone. A year ago, right at this time, we had Wilson Brothers Plumbing at our house. We had an underground leak issue. We had a big problem we needed taken care of. We had Wilson Brothers Plumbing come out to the house. I had pictures pop up because kids love taking photos with the equipment that we're at the house to help get the job done. They got the job done for us exactly as they promised. They came out, looked at what was going on. It was a leak like we suspected. They told us, here's what it'll take to fix the problem. Here's what it will cost. They gave us an upfront price. It was very fair. And then they took care of it. Quality craftsmanship, precision, professionalism. That is what you get when you call Wilson Brothers Plumbing. We have relied on Wilson Brothers multiple times with the problem we had this time a year ago, with a project that we had planned at our house. They helped us with that. They can help you. Visit wilsonbrothersplumbing.com to learn more or to schedule service. That's wilsonbrothersplumbing.com. Wilson Brothers, the proof is in the plumbing.
This has been a paid announcement.
Fall baseball is back on 99.1 The Sports Animal. And Ted Russell Ford want to give you a chance to win a porch for you and your crew to watch a Vols game this season. Check out 991thesportsanimal.com. Get signed up, and you could be cheering on the Vols from the outfield while enjoying this unique fan experience with you and your friends. So batter up, good luck, and go Vols. From Ted Russell Ford in 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Dive into luxury with Dynasty Pools and Spas. From hot tubs to swim spas to extravagant features like LED lighting and hydrotherapy jets, they have everything you need to create your personal oasis. And with every spa purchase from Dynasty Pools and Spas, you always get more. Their spas include a cover lift, steps, chemical kit, and delivery to your designated space, all as standard. They also carry a big selection of chemicals specifically for spas to keep yours in tip-top condition. No surprises, just pure relaxation delivered to your doorstep. Make your backyard dreams a reality with Dynasty Pools and Spas. Find your perfect spa at dynastypoolsandspas.com. Sweet deals are your chance to experience some of the finest restaurants and attractions East Tennessee has to offer at unbeatable prices. This Friday morning at 9, visit 991thesportsanimal.com for a sweet deal to Dynasty Pools and Spas and get a hot tub for half price.
The A.G. Hines Company, a fourth-generation family business backed by more than 100 years of customer service serving all East Tennessee. That's a century's worth of knowledge in material application, concrete, masonry, waterproofing, stucco eaves, slate roofing, and manufactured stone veneer. They have you covered with name brands like Nudura, Drive It, and Spec Mix. No job is too big or too small. They have the expertise to assist in all your residential or commercial construction needs. The A.G. Hines Company, building materials since anyone can remember.
The Boys and Girls Clubs of the Tennessee Valley invite you to make a difference in the lives of their club members and the entire community this year. For every dollar invested into the clubs, there's $12.47 of positive economic impact returned to our community. You can learn more and help the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Tennessee Valley build great futures by donating today. Visit bgctnv.org. That's bgctnv.org.
Live Nation presents Concert Week. From May 8th to the 14th, get $25 tickets to over 5,000 shows. That's up to 75% off a summer full of your favorite artists like 21 Savage, Alanis Morissette, Cage the Elephant, Celeste Barber, Dierks Bentley, Fade, Hootie and the Blowfish, Janet Jackson, Kids Bop Kids, Meghan Trainor, Peso Pluma, Sarah McLachlan. Get tickets to more than 5,000 summer shows for just $25. On sale May 8th to May 14th. Visit livenation.com/Concert Week to learn more and plan your summer with Sean Paul, Sum 41, 30 Seconds to Mars, and Two Door Cinema Club.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with BetQL. The Orioles are one of the top scoring teams in all of baseball this year, averaging over 5 runs a game. They face one of the Nationals' early season surprises as Trevor Williams comes into the game with a 3-0 record with an ERA under 3 for the Nationals. The BetQL model likes the Baltimore Bats in this one. The 5-star play of the day is the over between the O's and the Nats. I'm Chelsea Messenger. Bet smarter and beat the books with BetQL and download the BetMGM app today.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the Budweiser studios of The Sports Animal, we are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Thank you for being with us on Josh and Swain this afternoon. Final segment of hour number 1. Beautiful day here in East Tennessee with you until 3 o'clock with Swain Stradamus. As Chip notes in the text box, predicting the future with Oklahoma and the SEC in football.
I mean, just look at what we did with our young quarterback. We did this offseason what Oklahoma probably should have done. Now, I do remember Lance Hurd was picking between Tennessee and Oklahoma. But we're doing right now what Oklahoma maybe should have done and maybe they couldn't do because they didn't have a lot of players that had opportunity to come back like we did. But we made sure Cooper Mays was coming back. We made sure that John Campbell and Spraggins and all these guys were taken care of coming back. We went out, we got Lance Hurd. Like, we made sure that we were going to protect our young quarterback. Now, left guard still a question, but you're certainly in a better position right now than you were at the end of the last season in terms of questions being answered. Oklahoma will learn this season that they should have did more. And then they'll do it next offseason. That's all I'm predicting based on what Tennessee did.
Yeah, I'm not sure what opportunity they had among players with remaining eligibility. Oklahoma put its offensive line together essentially through the transfer portal. They brought in either 4 or 5 players through the portal. So they will have a new look offensive line from new acquisitions. We'll see how quickly that line can come together. That's what if Tennessee seniors had moved on, if Campbell doesn't get a 7th year of eligibility, then that's sounds funny, but that's part of it, right? Then that's what Tennessee would have been doing.
Yeah, we would have gotten another tackle. You know, more. Well, ain't no more.
Or maybe Mincy stays. Maybe he gets a bigger deal. I don't know, but
maybe not.
Well, without John Campbell, we don't know, because they would have been paying somebody to come in.
I don't think it would have been Mincy.
Maybe there's no reason to debate, but what Tennessee is fortunate that they had guys with extra eligibility from COVID, and they're able to be paid to stay. And we'll see next year. They have a lot of young guys that need to make a big jump so that Tennessee doesn't have to do next offseason what Oklahoma just did in trying to put together an offensive line with a bunch of newcomers.
That's what you hope. You hope the development is there with the young players, so you don't have to rush because really you're going to overpay because everyone overpays because we understand that the offensive line is a prime position that everyone wants and everyone needs. It goes back to supply and demand. So, yeah, people are going to overpay for that position. You don't want to be in that position. You don't have to be if you're young players that you scouted, recruited, developed. If they're ready to play, then you save yourself some money.
Yeah, so Lance Hurd next year, you hope he's an all-SEC left tackle. And if that's the case, feel really good.
Well, yeah,
if you have an all-SEC left tackle based on his talent, and then Nico, potential all-SEC quarterback, and then, all right, Sham, Bison, Bussell, Satterwhite, Bennett Warren, that group, several others that I didn't just name. What can you do with your opportunity next year?
Yeah, man. Those practices where you go 1 versus 1s, but then you go 2 versus 2s. We used to have times when, like, we would, in practice, and then the developmental players, the redshirt players were told to stay. And they had to do an extra period or 2. It was a developmental part of practice. That time is going to be so valuable because you're thinking about the future when you're going through those extra drills for those young players.
So Chris confirmed Tennessee will beat Florida. Swain Stradamus has Tennessee beating Oklahoma. NC State, that's a wrap, right?
All I'm saying is you better not lose no damn NC State.
Chris followed up and said all he needs to make sure he's here for both the Florida and Alabama game is for Swain to give him a ride from Jacksonville on one of his private jets, so we'll make sure that's taken care of. So
buddy.
The Georgia game essentially will determine 11-1 or 12-0. Look at that. It's taken care of. Before 1 o'clock on May 7th.
Not so fast, my friend.
We are down to one game remaining to determine how the regular season will play out for Tennessee. We have 2 hours to discuss 115 days in between kickoff for Tennessee for any adjustments. But coming up next, former Tennessee and Atlanta Braves pitcher Greg McMichael joins us here on Josh and Swain.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bragg with Bragg Weight Loss and Wellness. Our weight loss program uses cutting-edge modern-day science while utilizing over 40 years of research to determine a personalized blueprint for your weight loss. We are proud to be Strong Science certified. The Strong Science certification validates the guarantee that you will safely experience significant weight loss in 40 days, and you'll sustain it. Let us guide you on a journey to a healthier you. Call 865-444-2189 or visit BraggWeightLossandWellness.com.
Hi, this is Chris Marion for Bragg Weight Loss and Wellness. You know, I was kind of like Charles Barkley. I was about a biscuit away from 290 pounds. They analyzed my health history, my medical conditions, my symptoms, and they generated a comprehensive, personalized plan, one that fits only me. And today, I'm glad to say after 3 months, I am now down 50 pounds. For more information, go to BraggWeightLossAndWellness.com and start living your most healthy life.
Hi, this is John with ProSource Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you have a house and you want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me, 865-500-3711. I pay cash and close as quickly as you'd like. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and any location. I buy several houses per month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorced houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is in rough shape and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying these houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosed houses. If you own a house and you want to sell it fast, call me at 865-500-3711. That's 865-500-3711. That's 865-500-3711.
You are losing money if you do not add a deck before you sell your home. That's why you need to call James Anthony, 304-0955. You can also see what you can do online. That's at TennesseeHome.us. We're talking 20 years of experience and not just squares and rectangles. If you're looking for somebody who can bring customization to your home, call James Anthony at Tennessee Home, 304-0955, 304-0955, or TennesseeHome.us.
This is WNML-FM Friendsville, WNML-AM Knoxville, Cumulus Media Stations, broadcasting worldwide from the Budweiser Studios. We are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
This is Andrew Bogish with a Sports Minute sponsored by Wrangler. It's Wrangler season out there. Open roads, endless horizons. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim. People were freaking out last week when the NBA playoffs lost LeBron, Curry, and KD. But if we're getting an Anthony Edwards explosion or never-ending Jalen Brunson late-game magic or a Celtics coronation, I think the league will be just fine. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Looking to step up your Mother's Day flowers? The Home Depot has an idea. Let Mom's Green Thumb do some digging with colorful flowers, pots, and premium soils to bring out the most in her patios, walkways, and gardens. Right now, get Vigoro potting soil just $8.97 for strong, healthy, vibrant plants, indoors and outside. Shop our wide selection online and pick up your order in-store and give Mom the gift of a beautiful garden. Get Vigoro potting soil just $8.97 at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. See HomeDepot.com/delivery for details.
Now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, save $8 on a pair of Bosch Icon wiper blades in-store only. We'll even install them for free at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Welcome back into Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. We enter hour number 2 hours to go on both 99.1 The Sports Animal and AM 640 The Sports Monster in the Tri-Cities area. However you are tuning in today, we appreciate you being with us. Next to VFL and former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain, I'm Josh Ward, and we're excited to welcome to the show Greg McMichael, Webb grad, former University of Tennessee pitcher, former World Series champion with the Atlanta Braves, still working with the Braves organization, who will be in town in just a few weeks for Sports Fest as we bring that back June 1st. Greg, it's great to have you on the show. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you guys having me.
We were talking right before we hopped on. It's an exciting time right now for Tennessee baseball. They just moved back up to the #1 spot where they were a couple of years ago in all the different baseball polls. But what Tony Vitello is doing with Tennessee baseball, both on the field, they're winning. That's a huge part of the conversation. But the excitement around Tennessee baseball is very real. Tony Vitello's impact has been pretty incredible on UT's program.
Yeah, Tony's he's got the personality, and I think he's got the right groove for these people. Of course, being a former pitcher, I don't know about all these grand slams and the way they hit the ball. I'd rather see the 1-0, 3-2 ball games, but I don't think that's what's working for Tennessee right now.
Yeah, I always wonder, do pitchers take it? Like 2 years ago, there was the bat flips and all this. They have the daddy hat celebrations with the home runs and the grand slams they're hitting this year. I wonder what pitchers think about that when they're seeing even their teammates who are able to pull that off. But that equals run support as well.
Yeah, I don't think guys think much about it these days, but I don't think you can actually take what's going on today and put it back in my time, because it would not be looked upon very favorably. It was just a different time. You didn't do that kind of stuff, but nowadays I don't even think these young kids think too much about it. It's just kind of the way it is. We used to call it the Sports Center effect, where they would tell us not to watch Sports Centers because all they showed was home runs. And now it's just with TikTok and Instagram Reels and everything, it's just taken it to another level. So I don't even try to compare it. I don't know what the mindset is, but I don't think they get as ruffled about it as we did back in the day.
Seems like there's a lot of guys throwing a lot of gas, 100 miles per hour, 90, 98, 99. We've had a fair share of guys here in Knoxville being able to do that as a pitcher from 10, 15, 20 years ago. What's been your take on the speed, the velocity that pitchers are throwing with right now?
Well, I think that 10 to 15 is generous. You might need to go back a little bit further for that on me. But so, yeah, it is an interesting conversation. I'm very much involved in youth athletics still, because I run what's called Growing the Game Initiative for the Braves, and we just launched our own youth league, which is called Braves Country Baseball and Softball. So I'm around a lot of parents, and we have this conversation a lot. And there's some different dynamics. When I was actually pitching, everything was shown. If you were to put the radar gun on a pitcher, it was clocked as it comes out of not out of the hand like it is today, but when it crosses the plate. So you would see the gun roll down. So there was always a 4 miles an hour difference. We were always judged on when the ball crossed the plate, what was the velocity. So you saw a discrepancy in some of that. But there was also this little dial in the gun that would put carnival use, and it would crank it up even more. So I think no matter how you look at it, velocity is relative. I just would say don't believe all that you see and hear and read. There's probably some truth somewhere in the middle. But I think what happens is, no matter whether you pitched back in 1920 or you pitched in 2020, it's all relative to what everybody's used to. And so I can compare it a lot of times to if you went into the gym and you worked out and all you did was bench press, and you bench press and maxed out, you would get extremely strong just in that one move. And then you would be judged on that move. And then you couldn't compare it to a guy who worked out and did the whole body workout and did different things and focused on everything as opposed to just one act. Pitching is a lot like that. We were never taught to focus on velocity. We were taught to take a little off, put a little on, make it go to the left, make it go to the right. And your goal was to go 9 innings with about 3 runs. Well, now everybody's treated like a closer, where you're trying to max out your spin rate, you're trying to max out your velocity. And so it's just a different game, and it's a different perspective. And so when you're taught that by the age of 12 all the way up to your 22, you're going to be proficient in something different than what we were proficient in. So it's neither good nor bad. It's just the way the game's evolved. And I know that's kind of a long answer, but it's really just it's not about velocity. Because if you ask any big league hitter, they would love for you to stand and just try to throw as hard as you can. Because when you do that, your execution is going to be lower. And so what we were always trying to do is execute better with better location and change speeds. Well, that has been shifted, where management and scouts want something different. So the players are forced to gravitate towards what they want, and so it's just a given. I don't get into the debate of what's better or what was, I can't stand the way they play now or the way they did then or whatever. It's just there's a multiple factors, and I think some of the things that we're seeing from a health standpoint in our young people is really geared towards the style of pitching. And I hope that we kind of turn the corner and go back to create a little bit more balance, because I was telling somebody this yesterday. I was talking to a 12-year-old travel ball coach, and out of the 12 kids on his team, 6 of them already had arm problems at 12 years old, and they couldn't pitch. They were having to DH or play a position because they couldn't have any pitching. And that's just unheard of. And I don't think it's going to get any better. I think it's just the nature of how we're asking kids to pitch and the length of time and the amount of seasons and showcases and all that. So that's my little soapbox, but I hope we shift a little bit differently. But the style of pitching is definitely different. And so you're seeing a reflection of that in the velocity and the style and how these guys pitch.
Greg McMichael is with us. He's a former Tennessee Vols pitcher, Atlanta Braves, several franchises, won a World Series with the Braves in '95. And your road to Atlanta is unique, isn't it? And that your former franchise, before you ended up with the Braves, correct me if I'm wrong, kind of told you, hey, it might not work out for you. It might be time to go figure something else out. You figured something else out on the mound, and that was able to extend your career in the majors.
Yes, I was drafted by the Cleveland Indians, which was interesting. I loved that organization. Met a lot. I got to play with Jim Thome and Chuck Nagy, and a lot of guys that had pretty good careers over there, and Albert Bell. And so when I was in the minor leagues, I had a history of knee problems because I had a cartilage disease when I was younger called osteochondritis dissecans. And they told me at 13, they told me I'd never play sports again, but ended up being able to pitch and just kind of push through it. And that's really all I could do. So got pretty good at it, was drafted by the Indians. And at some point in the minor leagues, I tore a meniscus, and they knew my history, didn't think I was going to make it back. So they released me after being in AAA and being one of their top pitching prospects. If you follow sports at all, you know it's a numbers game, and so there's always somebody behind you. And when they don't think you're going to make it, they just go to the next guy. And so I went back to my scout, who is now with the Braves, and he asked how I was doing. I told him I just got released, and I said, well, do you have a spot with the Braves? And they ended up signing me in the minor leagues, and I basically started over back in Durham in A-ball. And during that time was really tough because I was recovering from knee surgery and then trying to deal with the disappointment of being released, starting over with a new organization, and then things not going very well. I thought I was going to get released by the Braves, but ended up developing this changeup that was actually an A-ball, just coming off a miserable first half. And I remember there was one specific scout in the stands, and he said, hey, told one of my teammates, hey, tell McMichael if he had a changeup, he'd be in the big leagues. So after the game, my teammate comes and tells me that the scout's talking about this changeup, and I'm thinking, oh, I got a changeup. It's never any good. It doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. And so, of course, the next day, what do? You go start working on the changeup because you figure somebody smarter than me may know something. And that was the day things turned around for me, because I don't know what it was. I'd learned it 3 or 4 years before that at Tennessee from one of our coaches, and it just started moving all over the place. And I ended up pitching the rest of that season, just striking people out and go to spring training, and end up that was the path for me to get to the big leagues. And it's funny because, you want to be unique. You got to have some kind of hook that allows you to excel at that level, because at some point everybody has the same type of talent, but something's got to stand out. And for me, I think it was perseverance, and then another thing was creativity, and that creativity allowed me to get up on the mound and do some different things that other people weren't doing, and that got me noticed. And so it kind of all ended up in 1995, where I'm in the clubhouse, and we just got through beating the Cleveland Indians. I got a bottle of champagne in my hands, and I'm popping the cork, and the doors to the field open up, and in walks the guy who released me and told me to retire, and shakes my hand and says, congratulations. And so it came full circle, and it was a pretty neat experience. And so that allowed me to then come back with the Braves and work for them after having a great experience as a player.
Right now we live in a world of college athletics where the transfer portal, NIL, you see players play for one team and transfer to another team that may be a rival, maybe a bitter rival. We see that going on right now. You, the professional ranks, play for the Braves, but you also had several stints with the Mets. What was it like being on each side of that rivalry?
Yeah, if you think back during that time, we played the Mets, but I was coming off of a career where the Dodgers were our main rival. So the Braves back in the day were in the West. And so if you think about the Giants, the Dodgers, those were the teams that we battled it out with. And then the Mets became a new, of course, if you're a Braves fan today, you think, oh, the Mets and the Phillies and the National League East. Well, that wasn't the case up until like 1995, until they started to restructure everything and they added the Rockies and the Marlins and teams like that. And so then they restructured. So that is kind of a newer rival for us, but we hated the Dodgers. And of course, I went to the Mets, not because I wasn't a free agent. I went there because I got traded to the Mets. And so it was tough. It's tough anytime because you had such a great organization. For me, playing with the Braves, I don't think it could get any better being around Bobby Cox and John Schuerholz as our GM, and then playing with Maddox and Glavine and Smoltz and Sid Bream and just on and on, David Justice and Fred McGriff. I mean, we had an incredible team. I had incredible teammates. And then having to go up to New York in a place I really didn't want to live and on a team that I didn't know anybody. It ended up being a great experience, but the rivalry, it wasn't, what you might think of today. Now, if I would have been traded to the Dodgers from the Braves, that would have been a big adjustment. I don't know if I would have liked that, even though I ended up spending about 5 weeks with the Dodgers. It was a little different because we did not like them whatsoever, and they didn't like us. But the Mets, I had a good experience up there in New York. And not that I'd want to live there full time, but I had a chance to live there for parts of 3 years, and it was a good time.
Cool.
Hey, Greg, before you go, you were a part of the franchise in the early to mid 90s when it was about to take off. And again, you won the World Series in 95. Braves won the World Series a few years ago. Being around the organization leading up to that, did you see similarities, anticipating that kind of success could be coming? Anything similar to what you experienced when you were a player with the organization?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've seen this organization kind of continue to evolve. Of course, we went through the phase of Bobby retiring, and that's kind of when I started in the role that I'm in now. And then we kind of trying to figure out who are we at this point. And I think when Alex took over, he obviously had a game plan. He came from the Toronto Blue Jays and then was with the Dodgers. And then when he came here, he started implementing his strategy, and we could tell things were going to be different. And of course, we had a good foundation of young players. It's been chronicled. We had Acuna and Albies and Riley and guys like that. And so we knew Max Fried. We knew that there was the ingredients were there. We just needed some leadership. And then I think when Alex decided to keep Snit, and then Snit brought in his staff, you could see it all kind of coming together. Now, what I love about Alex, he brings a lot of the new school analytics and game planning that you see kind of around the league. But if you notice the coaching staff, they're old school. Snit's been in the organization for 40 years. Walt Weiss was a teammate. Eric Young, was played in the big leagues for a long time. Sal Fasano. So you had a group of guys, Eddie Perez. You have a group of guys there that are there to help translate what the front office wants for the players and help provide them an atmosphere where they can get the best out of them. So that's what I love about it, is it's really a well-balanced approach in this organization. And you're starting to see some other people do that, but Alex has really kind of brought it down to a science, and he's done a great job. So I think being able to work with Alex, and anybody here in the front office will tell you, we've just had an incredible experience with him, his openness with us, kind of feeling like we're on the same page. We're all rowing in the same direction. And then to see it translate onto the field is really exciting when you get a chance to do that. So I would say that when I was a player, I knew nothing about what the front office did. Now, I'm not talking about the general manager, and I'm not talking about, the scouts. I'm talking about the true front office, the ticket sales, HR, accounting, marketing. But there's just as many rock stars up here in this front office that there are on the field. So I'm extremely proud to be a part of this organization and what we've been able to do over the last 30 years. I mean, thinking about our 14 straight division titles, and now we're on our 5th straight division title. and just the people that our leadership continue to hire to direct this organization. It's really astounding. And I've been so excited to see the other side of the coin that I did not get the chance to see as a player.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how you can be sitting in a room at one point thinking, hey, this might be it. I got to hang it up, to here you are a little more than 30 years later with the franchise that gave you that restart, still helping it.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I didn't expect it. I kind of left the game and went off and started a couple companies and thought I was going to go on this entrepreneurial journey, and it didn't work out. About 8 years later, I kind of shifted gears, and somebody suggested to me, I had a couple men in my life who were kind of mentors, and they really said, hey, you ought to go back and talk to the Braves about doing something with them. And of course, at that time, I was only thinking I would coach or scout, which I did not want to do. I had young kids at home. I didn't want to go on the road in the minor leagues. And they just really encouraged me to think through what the organization may need and what I could potentially offer them outside of those two categories. And I tell you, within about a week, came up with the idea of starting an alumni program. We had over 65 guys, former players in the Atlanta area, which is incredible. I think probably Arizona is probably close to that. But as far as former players, we're at the top of the list, and we weren't really doing anything with them. So I just went to leadership here with the Braves and said, hey, I've got a game plan. I think we can really use this to help strengthen our brand. I think we can use this for a revenue stream. And I think the players would just absolutely love it. And we could really get a lot out of them and engage them with the fans. And I think it'll be a win-win for everybody. So they took me up on it. And it's just been an incredible ride ever since. We have probably 250 guys that we engage with. There's still over 60 guys here in Atlanta. We do close to 200 or 300 events a year. We raise a ton of money for the foundation. We make we make revenue for the organization. We have a ton of touch points with Alumni Weekend, Alumni Sundays, and all kinds of appearances that we get a chance to do. And it's gone so well that I think we're probably one of the best organizations in baseball. I'm a little selfish or probably a little, biased on that, but really after talking with all the organizations, I think we do it best. Maybe the Cardinals are probably second, but it's been a great time to be here with the Atlanta Braves, and I've got nothing. And I bet you could ask any of our alumni, and they would say the same thing.
Yeah, well, you have a great story. We appreciate you taking time to join us today to share it. We're excited to have you come back to Knoxville. I know you said you still have some family here and get back from time to time, but you'll be at Sports Fest June 1st. We're excited to have you be a part of it. Congrats on all your success and all that you've done and continue to do, and look forward to seeing you here in a few weeks. Thanks for joining us on the show today.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. Look forward to seeing you in June.
Greg McMichael, VFL former Tennessee pitcher with the Atlanta Braves, and still making a big impact on the Braves organization. We'll continue. We invite you to be a part of the show. You can call or text in at 865-656-9900. Next to VFL Jason Swain, I'm Josh Ward here on Josh and Swain.
Is there anything more fun than streaming 99.1 The Sports Animal?
Better answer that very carefully.
I'll take that as an answer of at least one thing.
When you call over a contractor to come to your house and do some work, you don't want to be sitting there waiting forever, wasting an entire day. Well, you don't get that with Hiller. When you call Hiller, you don't have to camp out all day waiting. Be a happy camper this month with 0% interest financing for 24 months on select HVAC systems, generators, and tankless water heaters. Or take advantage of Hiller's $99 drain cleaning special. Take care of your home systems before the peak summer temperatures hit. Visit happyhiller.com today for more details.
This has been a paid announcement.
Elevate your products today with Native Nursery, now open to contractors and landscapers. We're your one-stop destination, offering quality wholesale plants, trees, and landscaping materials. We'll even take your leaves and hardscape waste for a low flat rate. If you are a contractor or landscaper, make Native Nursery your go-to location today.
Call or come by and see Ben and Ted. 865-315-0123 and 3473 Louisville Road. 5 minutes from Pellissippi off the Topside Road exit.
Dive into luxury with Dynasty Pools and Spas. They have everything you need to create your personal oasis. This Friday morning at 9, visit 991thesportsanimal.com for this week's sweet deal to Dynasty Pools and Spas and get a hot tub for half price. The name of the game at the greens at Deerfield is Focus, voted the most scenic golf course in East Tennessee. Make sure you keep your eye on the ball as you enjoy this Bobby Clampett course with stunning views of Norris Lake and the mountains located right outside of La Follette. The greens at Deerfield is 6,800 yards of the most beautiful round of golf you may ever play. You can even come by boat. They'll bring you to the clubhouse. Call to book your tee time today, 423-566-0040, and come see or play the greens at Deerfield.
Maybe you don't think about the Tennessee Department of Correction unless you work here or know someone in our custody. It's not personal until it is. But we think about you. While you are sleeping, our officers are inside, behind the fence, supervising the men and women in our custody. It's not an easy job, but we are committed to making Tennessee a safer place to live and raise our families, because this is our home too, and it is personal to us.
Sponsored by Tennessee Department of Correction.
I remember when I was a little boy and every day we had fresh milk delivered by our friend Fred. You see, Fred was our milkman, and he always had a smile on his face. He went about his business with joy, and he served his customers well. He would deliver our milk ice cold in those glass bottles and right to our doorstep. It seems like that good old-fashioned, joyful service is a thing of the past these days. Well, not here at the Bed Store. We believe that when you choose to buy your mattress from us, that we should make your entire experience a great one. When we deliver your bed, we literally roll out a red carpet to make sure that we show your home the utmost respect, and we put little mints on your new pillows. We go over, above, and beyond because you deserve that kind of old-fashioned tuck-you-in service. Right now at the Bed Store, you can get well tucked into any Tempur-Pedic mattress and get up to $300 in free sleep accessories, and we'll deliver that Tempur-Pedic locally for free. Come see us at any one of our 8 convenient area locations today, or shop with us at bedstore.com. The Bed Store, well, we'll even tuck you in.
Need a new roof? You need Mo Shingles. Need new siding? You need Mo Shingles. Mo Shingles, locally owned and operated with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and over 100 5-star reviews. Free estimates, moshingles.com, 770-0506.
Josh and Swain on 99.1 The Sports Animal. Once again, voted one of the top 25 sports midday shows in America by Barrett Sports Media.
Back on Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. Brad tweeted to us at Josh and Swain. I saw Greg McMichael hit one of the longest home runs ever at Coalfield. He played at Webb, helped them win a championship, won a World Series with the Braves, went to the Vols, went to University of Tennessee in between. Said he cranked it when he was at Webb. So pitchers love to let you know that too. They weren't always just pitchers. Chicks dig the long ball, as Tom and Greg let everybody know. So back in the day, Greg, he could throw some heat, but he could send them out as well.
Yeah, great story by Greg. It kind of reminded me of R.A. Dickey's story, kind of overcoming some injuries to still be able to pitch.
Yeah, came back as a knuckleballer.
Yeah, developing a different pitch. And so that's a awesome story. And during the interview, he was explaining how he got reconnected with the Braves and his new position. I was thinking, like, man, he's the BFL coordinator, man.
That's right.
He's like the Braves for Life coordinator. We've had that position here, occupied by a couple of different people over the last 10 years or so, and so that's what he does for the Braves. I thought that was real cool.
Yep,
because it's important, man.
Yeah,
it's important for your former players to still feel connected and be a part.
I think it's vital for your organization to be everything it's capable of.
Yeah, man. Tap into so many different areas where you can continue to have that buy-in, that connection with the city, because there's a lot of Braves fans that still remember those great players, the Chipper Jones, the Javier Lopez, the Fred McGriffs, those guys, Jeff Blausers, and man, the more you can keep those guys connected, man, those fans are going to be connected too.
Deion was a part of the early 90s run with the Braves.
He busy trolling trolling players that he kicked off the team. I'm too busy doing that.
That's right.
He don't got time to be.
Yeah, what was one of his recent quotes or explanations? Just bored. I've never heard a college coach say I've been bored.
He said he got time. I ain't never heard a college coach say they had time either.
For anything.
Well,
that's an exaggeration, but not far from it.
Hey, college head coaches barely got time for their own families.
Yeah, a lot of times their schedules are down to the very minute.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, 100%.
2:08, I do this. 2:23, I'm doing this.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe, I think we already recognize Deion's a little different as a college head coach.
Maybe he'd get Deion back. Maybe. Not saying that he hasn't been back. Who knows? He may have already been back before his coaching days.
Yeah, you already know this. I was a big Deion fan as a kid. Part of that was part of that. What's that?
Was or is?
Well, I wouldn't describe myself as a big fan now. No.
Gotcha. Did you do the Deion primetime dance when you were young?
His end zone dance, hopping in after the pick six? Yeah, I tried that a time or two.
Did you get hurt?
I was more flexible
then.
You
didn't trip, did you? just
I was like 11. So
oh, yeah, you should be okay.
I was probably okay at the time. But, yeah, I mean, kid of the 90s, loved Deion. I was a Penny fan. I think I had a pair of pennies at one point.
I was a Deion
I had a
fan too.
Penny Hardaway Dream Team 2 jersey. So I wouldn't describe myself as a big Penny fan these days. I'm fine if he succeeds at Memphis. We'll see how it goes. But kid of the 90s, love Penny. Love little Penny commercials.
That was me, man. Love Penny. Love Deion. Had the shoes of both players, both athletes. And if the Deons came back out and I had a couple extra dollars, a bonus or something, who knows? I might get them. That's how much I love those shoes, man. Loved them.
Tim Hardaway T-Bugs, remember those? The zip up the middle, maybe kind of to the side. I can pull them up for you.
Tim Hardaway, or was it the Gary Paytons, the gloves?
Those are Tim Hardaway.
Okay. But I used to keep on all those shoes, man.
T-Bug Flight, those right there.
Oh, those are hideous. Those are ugly.
You didn't like those?
I just said they're ugly. They're hideous. Those are ugly.
So says you. We'll come back, 865-656-9900 if you would like to be a part of the show. We figured out Tennessee's record. Swain has the Vols at either 11-1 or 12-0 for the upcoming fall. He will break down why coming up right here on Josh and Swain.
Your odds to win 99.1 These Sports Animals' biggest prizes just got better. We now draw one member of our email club, The Jungle, as an instant finalist in contests with a grand prize value over $500. Club members get links to our latest blogs and videos, plus a layout of sports animal programming and the biggest sporting events of the weekend. To make sure you receive our weekly sports animal emails, visit our website at 991thesportsanimal.com and sign up for The Jungle Email Club. The great thing about sports is it never stops. Here's another 60-second sports minute on The Sports Animal.
Major League Baseball games for your Tuesday. The A's host the Rangers at 3:30. Just after 6 o'clock, the Guardians get the Tigers at 6:45. The Angels visit the Pirates. The Reds welcome the Diamondbacks. Blue Jays visit the Phillies. Nationals take on the Orioles. White Sox face the Rays. At 7 o'clock, Astros visit the Yankees. 7:20, the Braves host the Red Sox. At 7:45, the Padres visit the Cubs. The Twins host the Mariners. Mets take on the Cardinals. At 8:40, the Rockies host the Giants, and the Dodgers face the Marlins at 10. NBA playoffs, a couple of second-round series get underway tonight in the Eastern Conference. The Celtics host the Cavaliers at 7 o'clock. At 9:30, the Thunder welcome the Mavericks over in the West. Stanley Cup playoffs tonight in the second round. Rangers host the Hurricanes for Game 2 of that series at 7 o'clock. New York leads the series 1-0. Stars welcome the Avalanche at 9:30 for their Western Conference second-round series. And top-ranked Tennessee baseball hosts Queens tonight at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. First pitch is at 6 o'clock right here on The Sports Animal. I'm Joel Silverberg.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
Being stuck in a bad timeshare can be overwhelming, straining your finances, your health, and even family relationships. I know because everyday families call us for help, stressed to no end because of a timeshare they were misled into buying and can't even use. Some people even get second jobs or come out of retirement just to pay for fees that go on forever. I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help good folks out of bad timeshare deals. And our mission is working. To date, we've helped over 40,000 families achieve timeshare freedom. Give me a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free exit info kit. 800-626-7171. 800-626-7171. 800-626-7171.
Hey Vols fans, this is Matt Hall with McLean's Painting Services. We host Paint It Forward each year as a way of giving back to a community that has been so gracious to us. Do you know a nonprofit, church, or other 501c3 organization that can benefit up to $10,000 of our painting services supplied at no cost? You can nominate them today at McLeansPainting.com or 991thesportsanimal.com. The submission window closes on May 31st. Special thanks to Sherwin-Williams and others who make this all possible.
Experience the beauty and serenity of Woodlake Golf and Lodge in Tazewell. This par 72 championship golf course that Golf Digest called one of America's best courses. Woodlake's course features bent grass greens, Bermuda fairways, and several picturesque holes. Woodlake also offers lodging, dining, swimming pool, tennis court, fitness center, as well as boating and guided fishing tours on adjacent Norris Lake. Consider this your invitation to come for a visit. We think you'll come back for the ultimate golfing experience. Be sure to check us out on Facebook for upcoming events.
Hi, this is John with ProSource Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you have a house and you want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me, 865-500-3711. I pay cash and close as quickly as you'd like. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and any location. I buy several houses per month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorced houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is in rough shape and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying these houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosed houses. If you own a house and you want to sell it fast, call me at 865-500-3711. That's 865-500-3711. That's 865-500-3711.
I remember when I was a little boy and every day we had fresh milk delivered by our friend Fred. You see, Fred was our milkman, and he always had a smile on his face. He went about his business with joy, and he served his customers well. He would deliver our milk ice cold in those glass bottles and right to our doorstep. It seems like that good old-fashioned, joyful service is a thing of the past these days. Well, not here at the Bed Store. We believe that when you choose to buy your mattress from us, that we should make your entire experience a great one. When we deliver your bed, we literally roll out a red carpet to make sure that we show your home the utmost respect, and we put little mints on your new pillows. We go over, above, and beyond because you deserve that kind of old-fashioned tuck-you-in service. Right now at the Bed Store, you can get well-tucked into any Tempur-Pedic mattress and get up to $300 in free sleep accessories, and we'll deliver that Tempur-Pedic locally for free. Come see us at any one of our 8 convenient area locations today, or shop with us at bedstore.com. The Bed Store. Well, we'll even tuck you in.
This report is sponsored by Tire Rack. Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
A warm and muggy afternoon on the way as high temperatures are topping out into the middle 80s, but feeling a little warmer, especially with those higher dew points and the mugginess around. There could also be a few scattered showers and storms developing as we head through the afternoon and evening, so make sure to keep that umbrella handy in the car. From the WBLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jacob Durham.
Yesterday's transistor radio is today's cell phone, but the signal is now worldwide. Stream us everywhere. 99.1 The Sports Animal. All fact, no fluff. Honest, credible sports information from two guys that know the facts. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Welcome back into Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us on 99.1 The Sports Animal. Appreciate Greg McMichael, VFL, former Atlanta Braves pitcher, pitched with several organizations and works with the Braves now. Joining us to begin the hour, he'll be at Sports Fest June 1st. Tickets are available at 991thesportsanimal.com. Saturday, June 1st, 9 to 4 p.m., 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., Knoxville Expo Center. Find tickets at 991thesportsanimal.com. We've talked a lot of Tennessee football and the 2024 schedule this upcoming season. We talked about the Florida game a lot, also a little bit of Oklahoma, Swain.
Mm-hmm.
The Athletic has its updated post-spring top 25 that was published today. So we're seeing some post-spring top 25s. Ari Wasserman put it together. He has Ohio State number 1, Georgia number 2, Oregon number 3, Texas and Notre Dame rounding out the top 5. Ole Miss is number 6, Alabama's number 7, Missouri is number 8. A lot of SEC here. Michigan is 9th, and Miami is 10th. Ari is bullish on the Hurricanes.
I don't know how you can have Ohio State number 1 when they don't have a solidified quarterback. You have some players that you got from the portal, that's great and everything, but you still got to have a quarterback that you believe in that is proven. You're not going to win a championship without a proven quarterback. Georgia has that proven quarterback right now. We feel the way we feel about Georgia as SEC fans. We get it, but I wouldn't put Ohio State over Georgia right now.
Ohio State has Will Howard projected as the starter with several talented young quarterbacks behind him. Devin Brown, Aaron Noland, now Julian Sayin is on campus, but Will Howard, the Kansas State transfer, slotted to be the starter. You're right, Carson Beck coming back is getting a lot of top quarterback in the draft next year talk.
He sure is.
Returning to play for Georgia. Ohio State did take Caleb Downs from Georgia, the safety transfer, but it's about quarterback play. What about Tennessee? Where might Tennessee be in this top 25? Not 11, not 12, not 13, 14, but 15. Tennessee is number 15 in Ari Wasserman's top 25 at The Athletic, which is reasonable. That's about where we see Tennessee in a number of spots. What's different is who's directly ahead of Tennessee. We've seen Tennessee in that 6 to 7 range a lot of times in the SEC. Ari has Tennessee 8th, directly behind LSU, which is ranked 14th, and Oklahoma 13th. That's part of the reason I bring it up here. It took me a while to get to it, but Oklahoma is ranked 2 spots ahead of Tennessee in this top 25 from The Athletic.
That's cool. That is all right. That is all right. That will change real soon at the beginning of the season. Real soon. We talked about that offensive line and kind of how suspect it sounds from some of the reports coming out of Norman right now. But I don't know how you're going to win without a good quarterback, being able to protect him, having really good play in the trenches. That's where it starts first. And then everything else you can add on and determine how you're going to win. But you ain't winning anything without a quarterback in the trenches. You forget about it. Ain't happening. You can piece some stuff together and win you about 8-9 games, but if you want to make a real run, you got to have those.
Yeah, Jesse Simonton has a piece today as well at on3.com, asking, are we sleeping on Oklahoma a little bit too much? I don't think so if the conversation is for a championship. If it's what you mentioned, to go win 8 or 9 games, well, then maybe so, because I think they're capable of that. But there's a big difference in can you win 8 or 9, or can you go win at least 10 to be in the playoff and compete for a national title? I'm skeptical that Oklahoma is going to be there. Can they be an 8-4 team? Yeah, I'm sure that they can. And if that's the case, then the Tennessee game will be one of those swing games to determine are they 7-5, 8-4, or even 9-3.
Yeah, when it comes to considering Oklahoma a championship team, we are sleeping on them. I mean, that team we thought was really, really good last year, and they just fell apart. And they had experience at the quarterback position. And Dylan Gabriel is going to be someone that is going to be getting his name called in the NFL draft, probably in the first three rounds. And now they have a young quarterback with question marks at offensive line. So, yeah, I mean, they're being slept on. They'll have to prove that they shouldn't be slept on. I'm just surprised about all the love Ohio State's getting over Georgia. I don't like the position they put me in. Got me over here taking up for Georgia. I don't like that.
Bulldog Swain?
No, don't even. Don't do that. No, sir. No, sir. But how we know Will Howard's going to be good at Ohio State? How do we know that?
We've seen a lot of quarterbacks transfer and have immediate success. That's not new. Having immediate success that turns into a national championship. Have we seen a first-year transfer starter go win a title?
Cam Newton.
Okay. He's a JUCO, but, yeah, he was a first-year quarterback there.
I mean, he transferred from one school to another, but he was a JUCO player. I mean, Joe Burrow it took a year for him to.
Yeah, he was year 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cam would probably be the closest, I think, to that. I mean, you're right. He transferred in as a JUCO, but he's still a new first-year guy. So Cam's done it. It's just I don't think it's happened often. I might be overlooking somebody obvious, but get to the playoff, even get to a championship game. But can you go win it all? Will Howard will have a lot of help around him.
Oh, man. He's gonna be loaded
their roster is loaded.
Yeah.
Defensive line talent, wide receiver talent. Quinshon Judkins comes in as another big-time talent at running back for them. Caleb Downs, mentioned him coming in from Georgia, has a chance to be the best safety in the country.
It's set up for Ohio State. It's also set up for Ohio State to know whether or not Ryan Day is really their guy. And that's crazy to even say because he's won so much there, but there's no Harbaugh in Michigan. We know Penn State's not going to beat Ohio State. Michigan's the only team in the way. If you can't beat Michigan without Harbaugh and all those players that left to go to the NFL and what you have invested into the roster this year through transfer portal, if you can't get it done this year, I think it lets the decision makers know that Ryan Day is not the guy.
Yeah, I don't know that he could afford losing to Michigan this year. That could be it.
You can't do it, man. you cannot lose to Michigan this year. Period, point blank. I don't care if you lost Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't care. You cannot lose to Michigan.
Here's the schedule. Give me the record for Ohio State. Throw up a loss when you find one. Akron, Western Michigan, Marshall, Michigan State, Iowa at home, Oregon on the road October 12th, Nebraska at home, Penn State on the road, Purdue, Northwestern, Indiana, Michigan at home. How many games did they just lose?
I don't know. That Indiana one's going to be tough, man. Their coach talking about how they're going to come in and smack people up, smack people around in the league.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
They should be undefeated.
Undefeated?
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless they're going to lose to Oregon early.
Yeah, Eugene, October 12th would be the loss I would point to. Going to Penn State's not easy. I'd pick Ohio State.
It's a new quarterback at Oregon.
That's true. Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, new quarterback.
Dante Moore's a backup.
But he's experienced. So I can see them slipping up Oregon. And plus, like early, you got all these new pieces. It may take some time. Like it took some time for some of our transfers that came in this year. So you have to consider it when you're looking at other teams around the country. Ohio State should be conference champion, bye week in the first round, should be one of the teams that we're talking about winning a championship. But I wouldn't put the number one over Georgia right now.
Yeah, they're probably a 2 seed in how we just laid it out, right?
Should be. They got it good, man. Ohio State got it good.
Okay, so The Athletic says Ohio State's number one. Georgia's number 2, Tennessee number 15, 8th in the SEC.
Behind OU?
2 spots behind OU. LSU's 14th, Oklahoma's 13th, with the Vols at number 15. Swain takes umbrage. We'll continue. 865-656-9900 to join us on Josh and Swain.
Rick Terry here with Rick Terry Jewelry Designs. Spring is finally here. With that, there's graduations, Mother's Day, and Father's Day. There's no better way of saying how much you love and appreciate that someone special, but with a beautiful piece of jewelry. How often do you hear it? My parents gave me that for graduation. I got that for Mother's Day or Father's Day. But you'll only hear that if that piece of jewelry is a good design. Well made, made to last. At Rick Terry Jewelry Designs, that's what we do. We want to be your jeweler.
Jason Swain here. I had a great experience with Volunteer Auto. The reason why is because I sat down with the crew, told them exactly what I wanted, exactly what I needed for my family. Needed a bigger car. So we went out and they did exactly that. Found that car, and we are all good and set. Free car washes, $9.95 oil changes is what you get when you purchase a car from Vol Auto. Really cool event going on this weekend. Saturday, it's a Mother's Day event from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And some of your favorite UT players will be there. You can get autographs and pictures. And one lucky mom will win a test drive of a vehicle with wide receiver Brew McCoy. Must be present to win. Also, she'll win a $300 gift card to Salon Visage. Be watching WATE all morning on Saturday, May the 11th. And you can watch the event live. Vol Auto, winner shop here.
This has been a paid announcement.
Stop by and meet Tyler and Will this Wednesday as they broadcast live from Frazier's Carpet One on Western Avenue. Celebrate with huge savings on carpet, hardwood, ceramic, and more. Call today for a free in-home estimate. Frazier's, 546-4850.
Hi, I'm your annoying dad that follows you around everywhere, ruining your life. Like when you hope to finance that car, not approved. Paying for dinner with a credit card in front of friends, embarrassingly declined. Bills piling up, harassing creditors, and you can't pay me off because the interest is so high, you can barely make the minimum. So what are you going to do? You're stuck with me. Give me your best shot.
Got debt? Knock out annoying debt with a loan from Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union. Now through September 30th, get up to $500 to refinance your existing debt with us. Visit atfcu.com for details. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, your less red tape banking alternative, a place where you belong.
You're gonna feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Experience the best attractions and restaurants East Tennessee has to offer at unbeatable prices with our Sweet Deal of the Week. Don't miss out. Check out 99.1 thesportsanimal.com and click on Sweet Deal.
From the Budweiser studios of The Sports Animal, we are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
This is Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. At Josh and Swain on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, joshandswain.com to sign up for the free newsletter out each Friday morning, talking football ahead of the upcoming season, where Tennessee compares against Oklahoma, Florida on the schedule. I'm not sensing much fear about that game. Oklahoma is not a game that I think creates a lot of fear. It's just recognized as the first Big Test SEC opener for Tennessee. Welcome to the SEC game for Oklahoma.
I I just find it funny that people are not valuing defensive line. It's what makes the SEC different than any other conference. You can find good quarterback play in the Pac-12 or the Pac-2 or whatever it's called now. You can find good quarterback play in the Big Ten, ACC, Big 12. Like, we've seen quarterbacks drafted from these conferences high, going number 1 overall. We've seen the Sam Bradfords. We've seen Deshaun Watson be drafted high. Tua, Caleb Williams. Like, we've seen quarterbacks from all different conferences be drafted high. But the defensive line is different. It's a different animal. When we see an SEC team play a team from a different conference in the college football playoff, it shows up. When Clemson beat Alabama, it showed up that Clemson had those goons up front, and those goons got drafted high. The Dexter Lawrences of the world, those guys got drafted high. So tell me, how can we know that about the SEC, about what separates the SEC from everybody else? Look at Tennessee that plays in the SEC and go, yeah, there's not a lot of teams in this conference that has a defensive line like Tennessee. And say, yeah, we're going to put them at 15th, and we're going to put Oklahoma 2 spots ahead of Tennessee in the preseason. Tell me how that makes sense.
Yeah, you know what's funny when you bring that up is, I'm a numbers geek, SP+. I'm not sure how Bill Connolly's numbers are able to project on the offensive side because we haven't seen a lot of Nico. He's technically a new starter. He started the bowl game, but he's a new starter, right?
Mm-hmm.
SP+'s numbers back up. The confidence is on the defensive side. It's the offense that has to go prove it with the new personnel.
I mean,
SP+ has the defense ranked ahead of the offense entering the season.
You know how he gets down.
He knows what he's doing.
You know he don't ever miss. He don't miss, man. So, yeah, that's
SP+ has Tennessee's defense ranked number 13 in the country, the 13th best defense in the country. Offense is not far behind, number 22, but the defense for Tennessee ranks number 13 in the country.
Well, you want your defense to be ahead anyways. The defense was ahead in 22. The offense was terrible against Pittsburgh. Defense was better, but the offense got better, and then Daniel was unstoppable throughout the season, except for the Georgia game. I mean, offense did his thing versus South Carolina. It was a defense that didn't show up that day, but Tennessee's defense is going to be good because of up front. And as a alum doing this in front of a microphone, I really try not to be biased. And sometimes you can kind of overcompensate and swing the pendulum too far to the other side. But if Ole Miss had a defensive line like Tennessee, or Mississippi State had a defensive line like Tennessee, with other experienced pieces around them, I would be making the same argument for them. Like, hold on now. When you have a dominant defensive line, you have a chance to be really, really, really good. The only way you're not good is unless the quarterback completely flubs it up and is just terrible. I don't see that being the case for Tennessee. Nico and terrible don't even belong in the same sentence. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect every game, in every situation, but terrible? Nah, I don't see that.
Unless you are terribly excited to watch him play.
Well, I am terribly excited to watch him play.
Swain's terribly excited for 3 o'clock when this show ends. We have 1 hour to go right here on Josh and Swain.
John brings his skewed sense of humor. Jeff brings tips to cut strokes off your next round. Together, it's those weekend golf guys.
They'll pay a lot of money to PXG and Titleist and Callaway and on and on and on, right? How many yards do you think you're going to pick up with that extra driver? I think I can get an extra 5 to 10. What if I give you 15 to 20? You pay me more.
Jeff Smith teaches on the sliding scale.
Those weekend golf guys, the podcast, part of the Believe Network. Just search BLEAV on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Hey, this is Heather, and I have a big vacation coming up this summer, and I want to look my best. And that's why it's go time at Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center. They have everything I need for whatever workout mood I'm in. If it's a cardio day, they've got all the equipment. If it's weights, they have a full weight room with machines, free weights, kettlebells, you name it. And then sometimes I really got to kick it into high gear, and that's when I catch my favorite class, Spin Sprint. And with over 85 group fitness classes each week, you too will find what is perfect for you at Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center. And parents, don't forget, Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center has complimentary childcare with the family membership. And those memberships are all month to month with no long-term contracts. It is time to get your summer look started now at Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center. On the corner of Kingston Pike and the Pellissippi Parkway, you can call 531-5000 or visit fshfc.com for Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center.
Every morning, every evening, we're here. Because when it comes to children, it's more than a job. It's our life. We're here for every tear, every little scare, and for life's greatest challenges. We're East Tennessee Children's Hospital, and together, we're taking care of our future, one child at a time.
Join the Eric Ains Show live to kick off the grand opening of Granite Guys Monday, May 13th from 9 to 5 at 211 South Front Street in Rockwood. Come browse their showroom and stop by for lunch on May 13th to celebrate the grand opening of Granite Guys.
At Progressive, we're making things even easier. We'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you could save on both. Learn more at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Fall baseball is back on 99 Ports Animal. And Ted Russell Ford want to give you a chance to win a porch for you and your crew to watch a Vols game this season. Check out 991thesportsanimal.com and get signed up. And you could be cheering on the Vols from the outfield while enjoying this unique fan experience with you and your friends. So batter up, good luck, and go Vols. From Ted Russell Ford in 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Hi, this is John with ProSource Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you have a house and you want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me, 865-500-3711. I pay cash and close as quickly as you'd like. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and any location. I buy several houses per month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorced houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is in rough shape and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying these houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosed houses. If you own a house and you want to sell it fast, call me at 865-500-3711. That's 865-500-3711. That's 865-500-3711.
This is WNML AM Knoxville, WNML FM Friendsville, streaming worldwide on the Sports Animal app and website, 991thesportsanimal.com. 99.1 The Sports Animal, the station where the Vols play.
This is Jim Rome with a Sports Minute, sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Old Trapper, what's your beef? Well, one team in Denver definitely looked like potential NBA champions last night. The team just wasn't the reigning NBA champions, just like there was definitely a dude who looked like an MVP last night and who heard MVP chants in the arena, but it wasn't the reigning Finals MVP playing on his home floor either. I'm Jim Rome.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate, or going to the grocery store for milk instead of buying your own cow. You know there's an easier and better way. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Have you ever lifted a piece of furniture only to discover the carpet underneath looks brand new while the rest of it looks, well, not brand new? That's when you realize you need new carpet. At the Home Depot, we have a wide selection of all the top brands. Best of all, installation is included. So all you need to do is choose something that matches your style. Start your carpet project today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Installation included with qualifying purchases. Exclusions apply. For licenses, see homedepot.com/license numbers.
Back on Josh and Swain, thank you for being with us. Had to pause for a moment with news coming from the next round. Back-to-back days, they get a shout-out on the show, by the way. But Terrion Arnold, who is a former Alabama cornerback now in the NFL, is releasing a song along with Walker Hayes and Jalen Milroe. The country song will be called Lank. So there's a musical update for you.
What does Lank mean?
Let a naysayer know.
You think that's going to go over well with the country music gatekeepers? You know, they's acting all crazy over Beyonce.
That'd probably be mixed reaction.
Like they own country music or something. You don't own country music. If somebody wants to make country music, if it's good, then it's good.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to make rock, if it's good, it's good.
Artists come and go all the time.
Yeah, if it's good, it's good.
Darius Rucker came in, and I know that he can be a sensitive subject after the celebration.
No, he's good.
He's a big hit. Great artist.
Hey, if you make good music, people like it, then hey, that's all that matters.
T Swift started in the country world, moved over to pop, and I think the record speaks for itself. So have at it.
If it's trash, don't get upset when people say it's trash.
Expect fair judging.
Yeah, man. Don't get upset.
Do the Vols need to put a song together?
A couple players on the team?
Yeah.
If they want to. I mean, athletes have always tried to be musicians, and musicians have always tried to be athletes.
Yep.
So I've heard the Allen Iverson song and a Kobe song, and goodness gracious, it's just bad.
Some are better than others.
Yeah.
Aaron Foster's done well, I think.
I think
he makes some quality music.
Listen, man, I'll tell you a quick story about Arian.
Mm-hmm.
We so my freshman year was really the last year there was like hazing going on. Okay. And it wasn't like crazy hazing, but it was the last year. Things were changing around college football. So that's the good part. The bad part was that I was the last class. The good part was I was the last class. So the next class comes in, and I'm a sophomore, and I didn't really get excited about doing that anyways. I thought it was stupid. These are our teammates. Okay, they're new. I'm not going to make you do some silly stuff just because you're new. So I was glad it was over because I didn't want to go through it myself. So the one thing we made the freshmen do was they had to perform in front of the team in the team room. And we made Arian, and we didn't really make them. They kind of wanted to do it and volunteered. But we thought we were going to get some trash lyrics and rhymes from them, and we was going to make fun of them. Well, Arian and David Hoper got up there, and they was rocking the room, man. They was doing their thing. They sounded great. And Hobart is a real rapper now, and Arian put out an album that I still listen to this day. But we were blown away by how good they were. Dudes can really, really put together some bars. Look, I learned that about Arian that day and Hobart that day. So it's cool to see your teammates have different hobbies and different talents besides playing football. I mean, Jabbar Davis can sing. He always be acting shy. He won't ever do it when you put him on the spot, but he can sing. One day, me and Jabbar was on a trip to Nashville for a football combine that we were helped put on. It was years and years ago, and I didn't want to drive. I had driven so much over the past couple of months. I was like, man, you drive. So I was riding with him, and usually when you with your boys, you're listening to maybe some hip hop or some country or whatever, but it's not a song where you're both in there singing, like real live singing. So Jabbar was playing Raheem Devon. I think it was Raheem Devon. And I was just chilling. I think I was on my phone. And he just started singing. I mean, just belting out lyrics and just singing. I was like, dude, you need to be on America's Got Talent or American Idol or one of those singing.
J-Train should be on Soul Train.
Jabbar Davis can sing. He's smooth now. Jabbar Davis can sing. So it's cool to see teammates with different talents.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, yeah.
You find 85 guys, I bet at least one or two of those guys have some skill.
Yeah, let's put out a song. Let's do it. Just make sure it ain't trash, though.
That is key.
You gotta be
Don't go
good.
embarrassing the Power T.
Yeah, gotta be good.
Remember Bobby Mays when he put the put on video out?
Dude, I had Bobby Mays on a Swain event one time, and we were talking about something and rapping and freestyling, and I was like, go ahead and do it then. He was like, all right. He dropped about 10, 15 bars right then. Boom, 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 boom. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome. And, of course, Swiper Boy. Can't forget Ronaldo Ward.
No, you can't forget him either. So if Alabama can put out a country song, last time I checked, Nashville was in Tennessee, the country music capital. We can do the same thing, and it can be better.
Okay.
Where's Cooper Mays? Where's Cooper? I know he's a country boy. I know he can put together a country song. Let's go.
All right, here's the challenge, or at least the encouragement. If the talent is there, Bob noting the Chicago Bears Super Bowl Shuffle, which is a big hit.
That is true. We need to bring that back. Caleb Williams is going to bring it back. It's happening.
Number one pick, Chicago Bears. Bears are back. We're all very excited.
You got to believe, man. Why don't you believe? Why don't you believe, Josh Ward? You got to believe in us.
Dion, is he going to be the Bears head coach next year?
I hope not.
Be quite a move.
I don't want Dion nowhere near my Bears.
DJ Wagner is going to visit Fayetteville, so he is the latest former Kentucky player or recruit that will at least check out John Calipari's program. That is where Jonas Adu is going to play. We'll see Tennessee, Arkansas next year, and recruit by recruit, I'm getting more excited for the Tennessee-Arkansas matchup next year.
I hope it's the SEC opener. I really do. I hope we play them open the SEC conference play, and I hope we play them again in the middle of conference play. I want to play them twice. That'd be fun.
You and me both.
Yeah, that would be fun. It looks like Coach Kyle is change up his approach.
Yeah, he's going to have an older, more experienced team. Some of that experience will be transferring from Kentucky, but Jonas Adu obviously played at Tennessee, and then John L. Davis, who's been in the Final Four with FAU, he is transferring to Arkansas as well.
You got to be an idiot to keep doing the same things over and over, and it doesn't work. You got to be an idiot. So I'm glad that Coach Kyle is changing it up. I don't dislike Kyle. I think we're going to be able to stomach him a little bit more that he's at Arkansas rather than Kentucky. But he's a good coach, and it would be crazy for him to try to do the same things over and over. And he has a new kind of lease on his coaching life and got some big-time support. So it'd be interesting to see how he puts the roster together at Arkansas. I'm not afraid of Wagner. I was afraid of him when he came in because he's the best point guard in the country. But Reed Shepard was better, and Wagner couldn't shoot. It's hard, man, at that level to really scare anybody if you can't shoot the basketball. And I didn't think he could shoot it, and I didn't think he made the best decision. So he never really hurt Tennessee in the two meetings. He's in foul trouble in one of them.
Yeah, dealt with injury a little bit, but you're right. Shepard, when he got hot shooting the basketball, and he did not in the Oakland game, and look at the result. But I don't think Wagner scored in the Oakland game either. No. Defensively, I'm sure that would be a reason to bring him in. Talented, be a year older. Talented. But Davis, he'll have the ball in his hands a lot for Arkansas. John L. Davis.
He's smooth. I wonder, what kind of green light and comfort level he's going to have at Arkansas under Cal, because he obviously had that green light and comfort level under Dusty May at FAU. Mm-hmm. How long will it take for him to have that at Arkansas? We'll see. We'll see. We got experience. We got talent. They're going to have it. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Sterl, you got the assignment. When Arkansas comes into town, and every time Jonas gets the ball, boo, boo, let's go. Extra T-shirts. We need to print extra T-shirts for that weekend. We need to encourage booing. Is it sportsmanlike? Debatable. That's not the point. That's not the point.
Debatable.
Debatable.
Okay.
That's not the point. The point is about creating a hostile environment. And I'm sorry, booing, as long as someone's not hurt, shouldn't hurt anybody's feelings to where you're like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, man. That's soft. This is sports. This is SEC basketball. They're trying to make everything else off limits. Can't say this, can't do that. They ain't taking away booing. We booing.
So I have a different chant that I think Sterl the Pearl should lead for the Arkansas game and a few others this year.
What's that?
Sportsmanship. Sportsmanship.
Yeah, we'll be escorting you out of the Food City Center.
Don't you think that'd be good?
No.
Rise above.
No.
Here in Knoxville.
No, we're not going to call you out your name. We're not going to throw stuff on the court, stuff like that. But we booing is part of it. So when the refs make a bad call, we're not going to boo?
No, you wish them well in their next attempt to make a call.
What? No.
We all make mistakes.
You make a bad call, the refs get booed. That's just the way it is. We're not changing that. Not changing that, man. I understand how some things that have been said in history you can no longer say. I get it, man. I understand you got to clean some things up. You can't say certain things. I'm all for that. Respect that. But you ain't taking booing away. We're still doing that. We're still booing. No one's hurt. I get a little cringy when a player gets hurt and people boo. That's a bad look. I don't like that.
Agree there.
They may be faking still, but what if they're not? Like, there's been times when players really were hurt and the crowd was booing. That's not good, man. That's not a good look at all. But if Jonas Adu get the ball, or the officials make a bad call, or Gerald Mincy come up in here during the starting lineup, you need to be booing. And if you're not booing, I'm judging you.
He is a man of principle. He is a VFL. He is former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain. I'm Josh Ward. We continue on Josh and Swain.
Sports Animal Sports Fest is Saturday, June 1st and is stacked this year. Scheduled are Atlanta Braves World Series champion pitchers Greg McMichael and Colin McHugh, plus VFLs Josh Dobbs, Eric Ainge, Jason Swain, Kevin Simon, Vol Network crews Bob Kessling, Pat Ryan, Burt Bertelkamp, and Steve Hamer. Our Legend Award winner is Joan Cronin. Be sure to have your picture taken with the Atlanta Braves 2021 World Series trophy. Sports Animal Sports Fest is sponsored by VisitMySmokies.com. Tickets and details on our website.
Spring is here, and you're probably flipping through the television channels watching all the home improvement shows, right? Because you want to make your outdoor space look the absolute best. First phone call needs to be the Tennessee Home to my friend James Anthony. 304-0955. 20 years of experience, and how many fencing contractors in town can also turn around and build you the perfect deck for you to start making memories all throughout the spring and summer. James Anthony. The only phone call you need to make is the Tennessee Home. 304-0955 or TennesseeHome.us.
The good folks at Wendy's have a revolutionary new product for you. Introducing the new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty. It's like a time machine that takes you all the way back to now, the year 2024. It's the classic, creamy, orangey flavor you remember. Dare I say, it's new-timey. It's the flavor you grew up with, just all grown up. Head over to your local Wendy's establishment and get yours while supplies last. The new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty. Here for the now, for now.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's.
O'Reilly. Extend the life of your engine with regular oil changes and save at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, pick up 5 quarts of O'Reilly full synthetic motor oil and a MicroGuard oil filter for $31.99. Or upgrade to a MicroGuard Select filter for just $2 more. Limit supply, available in-store only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Set in the shadows of the Great Smoky Mountains, Three Ridges Golf Course is one of Knoxville's premier public courses. Named one of Golf Digest's best places to play, Three Ridges is a challenge to all ages and skill levels without the high cost of membership. The Pro Shop offers a full line of name-brand golf equipment from balls, shoes to club rentals. Experience Three Ridges, located off the Washington Pike exit of I-640. Treat yourself to a truly exceptional golf experience. Reserve your tee time today, 865-687-4797, or find them at knoxcounty.org.
Xperia Ocean Journey is a family-friendly digital experience that transports you into the depths of the ocean, all without getting wet. Xperia Ocean Journey is a first-of-its-kind adventure in the Smoky Mountains that blends a walkthrough experience with immersive storytelling, interactives, and CGI animation. You'll explore captivating underwater landscapes, interact with incredible sea creatures, and get to enjoy the spectacle of the deep blue sea. If you're ready, Xperia Ocean Journey in Sevierville will take you on an unforgettable expedition where you'll learn the intriguing facts about sea life and leave with a newfound appreciation for the ocean's beauty.
Experience Xperia Ocean's Journey. This week's Sweet Deal of the Week. Get 2 adult tickets for the price of 1. Sweet deals are a chance for you to experience some of the finest restaurants and attractions East Tennessee has to offer at unbeatable prices. Grab this sweet deal at 991thesportsanimal.com.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest Stellar Review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
What they're doing is cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. With 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with, so I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 865-238-4799. That's 865-238-4799. 865-238-4799.
When you want to get away from all the daily noise, escape to the Sports Animal Stream on our app, smart speaker, or online. Text STREAM to 656-9900 for a listing of ways you can stream us.
This is Coach Josh Heupel. You're listening to Josh and Swain on 99.1, the Sports Animal.
Back on Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. We got a text saying, love the topic of putting a music video or something like it together. Have one coming out next month. I'll send it to you all when it's done. All right, hit us up.
Hey, just make sure it's good. Please.
Swain will give you his opinion.
Please. If it's mean, I won't.
Okay.
I'll probably lie to you and tell you that it's good.
I would prefer that.
If you came out with a song
and
it wasn't good, what would you want me to do?
I would want you to tell me that it's a very good song.
Yeah, okay.
And that you liked it.
That's what I would do.
For you to say, good job, Josh.
That's what I would do.
Okay. Chip said he's getting a shirt made that reads, "Boo for Adu."
Chip, he can't hear your shirt. Come on, Chip.
Brian asking this, Josh, what do you call an elephant that's not important?
Alabama after Nick Saban retired.
Oh, ouch. Irrelevant.
I like mine better.
Most listeners probably did too. We were also asked this. Jay Busby, Yahoo Sports at 2:30 will join us. Swain, who is winning between Kendrick and Drake?
Kendrick has lapped Drake.
Is it Minnesota versus Denver?
Whew, boy. You talk about, you know what that defense reminded me of? It reminded me a little bit of like Tennessee's suffocate defense. This year's team had, last year's team had the length on the perimeter with Julian Phillips. You had Josiah Jordan James. Like, you had some real length. This year, I mean, you had some length too and athleticism, but Minnesota's defense is number one in the NBA, and it's showing. They had Jamal Murray in handcuffs, had him frustrated. He probably should be suspended for throwing a heat pad on the court during play. I mean, he's acting like a dang child. He lost his mind. He lost his cool.
Really couldn't believe that.
That's how bad the T-Wolves have gotten into his head. The defense has been A+. It's been great, man. And then watching Anthony Edwards lead, that's been so cool for him, man. 22 years old, only been in the league for a couple of years. But what Anthony Edwards is doing is what KD gets criticized about. KD never really spoke up, was really that leader like that. That's what Anthony Edwards is doing.
Yep.
The Ant-Man.
Yep, he and Karl Anthony Towns have connected. Cat had 27 and 12 last night, while Jokic, you can find a few clips where the effort could be better. He had 16 points, and they're in trouble. It's 2-0 Minnesota. The Knicks, maybe got a little help last night. They also made some shots, made some plays late.
Officials had a rough day.
Yeah, it could have been better.
It's like 3 or 4 challenge calls that were won because of the officiating. Then they missed a kick ball on Neesmith. Now, he's a Vanderbilt player, so I wasn't really crying too much for him anyways, but he's a heck of a player, man.
Yep.
Heck of a player. But the officials had a rough night last night in that Pacers-Knicks game.
Yep. Tonight, Celtics and Cavs play game 1 at 7 o'clock, 9:30. Thunder Mavericks and the other Western Conference series. That should be a good one.
That's gonna be
They'll
good.
play at OKC, the 1 seed. Boston, of course, at home against Cleveland. So 2 more game 1s coming up tonight. Coming up next, Jay Busby of Yahoo Sports joins us right here on Josh and Swain.
When special guests call in to 99.1 The Sports Animal, you hear them on the Stanley Fencing and Gates hotline, stanleyfence.com.
The great thing about sports is it never stops. Here's another 60-second sports minute on The Sports Animal.
Major League Baseball games for your Tuesday. The A's host the Rangers at 3:30, just after 6 o'clock. The Guardians get the Tigers at 6:45. The Angels visit the Pirates. The Reds welcome the Diamondbacks. Blue Jays visit the Phillies. Nationals take on the Orioles. White Sox face the Rays. At 7 o'clock, Astros visit the Yankees. 7:20, the Braves host the Red Sox. At 7:45, the Padres visit the Cubs. The Twins host the Mariners. Mets take on the Cardinals. At 8:40, the Rockies host the Giants, and the Dodgers face the Marlins at 10. NBA playoffs, a couple of second-round series get underway tonight in the Eastern Conference. The Celtics host the Cavaliers at 7 o'clock. At 9:30, the Thunder welcome the Mavericks over in the West. Stanley Cup playoffs tonight in the second round. Rangers host the Hurricanes for Game 2 of that series at 7 o'clock. New York leads the series 1-0. Stars welcome the Avalanche at 9:30 for their Western Conference second-round series. And top-ranked Tennessee baseball host Queens tonight at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. First pitch is at 6 o'clock right here on the Sports Animal. I'm Joel Silverberg.
Fellas, it's time to stop waiting around. It's time to stop ignoring how you feel. You feel different. You don't have the same energy levels. You're feeling tired. You're lacking the motivation and drive. There's some weight gain, loss of muscle mass there. It's time to get those levels checked, those testosterone levels. You can do that with Low T Center. Very easy to do so. It's a simple blood test, and because of their on-site lab, you're going to get your results back in about 25 minutes. Low T Center is concierge medicine for men. Their physicians specialize in treating low testosterone with customized treatment for each patient. The experts at Low T Center have over a decade of experience helping patients achieve life-changing results, and most insurance is accepted for treatment. They have convenient treatment options, including physician-monitored self-inject treatments for established patients that ship directly to your home each month. My favorite. This is for you to have convenience without you having to go to the center for those weekly visits. Right now, Low T Center, just $25 to get your T level tested. So get back to your best. Go to the website. That's lowtcenter.com to book your appointment online today. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
This has been a paid announcement.
Granite Guys is hosting a grand opening Monday, May 13th from 9 to 5. The Sports Animals Eric Ains Show will be there live to kick off the celebration. Come browse through the showroom with several colors of quartz and granite. Also, anyone who mentions they heard this on the Eric Ains Show will receive a free cutting board available through May. Stop by for lunch on May 13th and register for the drawing for a free set of quartz countertops and celebrate Granite Guys, 211 South Front Street in Rockwood. Check them out at graniteguys.com.
Don't let mom lift a finger this Mother's Day. Call the carpet cleaning pros at Zero Res Carpet and get insanely clean homes for you and the family. And only Zero Res cleans with ZR water, proven to clean better than detergents with zero residue left behind. And when you mention me, Tyler Ivins from the Sports Animal, you get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $119. Schedule your cleaning today at ZeroResKnoxville.com. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
And now, the Marketing Minute. Advertising online has become more of a necessity. With cell phones now doing over 60% of online searches, it's obvious that today's mobile consumers are researching purchases right before they reach for their wallet. Businesses that rank higher on searches have a clear advantage. Top search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing have standard guidelines for business listings. Pay-per-click ads followed paid listings. Today's equivalent of a yellow page ad appear at the top. Scroll on down and you'll see other businesses ranked and listed by complicated algorithms based on content and website performance. So where do businesses turn to try to untangle this mess? We can help. We're Cumulus Digital, and our team prides itself on helping your business build an online strategy that begins with getting a higher search rank. Want to find out more? Go online to cumulusdigital.com. Cumulus Media, delivering the best in radio and internet advertising.
I remember when I was a little boy and every day we had fresh milk delivered by our friend Fred. You see, Fred was our milkman and he always had a smile on his face. He went about his business with joy and he served his customers well. He would deliver our milk ice cold in those glass bottles and right to our doorstep. It seems like that good old-fashioned, joyful service is a thing of the past these days. Well, not here at the Bed Store. We believe that when you choose to buy your mattress from us, that we should make your entire experience a great one. When we deliver your bed, we literally roll out a red carpet to make sure that we show your home the utmost respect, and we put little mints on your new pillows. We go over, above, and beyond because you deserve that kind of old-fashioned tuck-you-in service. Right now at the Bed Store, you can get well tucked into any Tempur-Pedic mattress and get up to $300 in free sleep accessories, and we'll deliver that Tempur-Pedic locally for free. Come see us at any one of our 8 convenient area locations today, or shop with us at bedstore.com. the Bed Store. Well, we'll even tuck you in.
This report is sponsored by Tire Rack. Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
We're continuing to track a mixture of sun and clouds as we head throughout your Tuesday afternoon. High temperatures back above average as we'll top out right around 85 degrees, but feeling a bit warmer, especially with the humidity in play. We're also keeping a close watch on some scattered showers and storms developing this afternoon. From the WVLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Jacob Durham.
Fair, honest sports conversation from two guys that define credibility. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
We're back on Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. Next to VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain. I'm Josh Ward. Half an hour to go until Tylen will take over on the Sports Animal. We continue for another 30 minutes in the Tri-Cities area on the AM 640, The Sports Monster. And we get to say hello now to Jay Busby of Yahoo Sports. Jay, we appreciate the time as always. We've been talking some of the show about every day. We're looking ahead to the upcoming SEC and college football season, as you can imagine. We've talked a little bit about Oklahoma today. Has your mind adjusted yet to Oklahoma and Texas? They'll be a part of the SEC. How long will that take, do you think, if you haven't yet?
No, not at all. I mean, Texas kind of, because they came in and they did the very SEC thing of just bowing up and talking big, but then they actually backed it up and beat Alabama last year. So Texas, it's a little easier to get behind in some way, but Oklahoma, yeah, it just doesn't quite fit. I mean, the whole realignment, USC, UCLA, Stanford, Cal, Washington, Oregon. I mean, it's going to take a little while for these kind of bizarre little new conference alignments. And I don't think it's really going to sink in until you see something like a Rutgers-Oregon game or something like that that's really so far out of your experience. The SEC doesn't quite have that weirdness yet, but it's getting there.
What's going to be real weird, Jay, is when Texas or Oklahoma plays a team that's not in the SEC and they're beating them in the fourth quarter, and then Oklahoma and Texas fans start chanting SEC. That's going to feel real weird.
I know it's such a weird chant. I love it so much, and it comes up at the weirdest possible time. I mean, I was at the Alabama Texas game, and the Texas fans were chanting SEC in Bryant-Denny Stadium. I mean, that's and they deserve to. They absolutely whooped Alabama, but it's such a fun, strange little chant to hear. I mean, it would be like hearing an SEC chant when you're over in Paris watching a soccer match or something. It just doesn't quite fit.
Yeah, some I think we have a difficult time. Like Maryland, I still have to give myself pause because I associate Maryland with the ACC, and I have to remind myself, wait, no, Big Ten here. We had Greg McMichael on the show earlier. Works with the Atlanta Braves as part of the World Series championship team in '95, and he reminded us, there was a time the Braves were Western Division teams, as crazy as that sounds, but they were competing with the Giants and the Dodgers. So I guess we adjust at some point, but we're more than 10 years removed from that 2012 time, and I still haven't caught up with some of the schools.
I have in print in the last 2 or 3 years, I've referred to the basketball team in Brooklyn as the New Jersey Nets. And I have gotten lit up like you would not believe because it burns into your brain. I mean, I grew up with the Braves being in the NL West. I grew up with the Falcons being in the NFC West. I mean, it's a kind of thing where once it gets fixed in your brain, it's tough to get a handle on it. It's tough to dislodge. I mean, I'm sure that there are still people somewhere out there who think of Georgia Tech as being in the SEC. I'm not sure they're still with us, but and Arkansas being in the Southwest Conference. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a season of absolute chaos in college football, and it's going to be so much fun to figure it out. But there's going to be something that's going to happen that's going to really throw us all for a loop, and I can't wait for that, whatever that's going to be.
You ever heard the explanation when people are like, hey, why don't we change this? And people are saying, well, we've always done it this way. The Falcons being in the NFC West makes no sense.
No.
Like, looking back at it, it was dumb. Should have been in the East the whole time, or the South.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have it right in front of me now, but I'm sure it was basically like when they brought the Falcons and the Saints in, they had, because back then the South was just this huge wasteland. There was college football, but the pro teams the pro leagues didn't even care about anything south of like Washington D.C. So they're like, screw it, we'll put them in the West. We'll make them travel more. And this is the same problem that the Big Ten is going to have, forgetting that it's not just the team that has to travel more, the new team. It's the old teams that have to travel to that team as well. So yeah, there's going to be plenty of late night flights from some grumpy Big Ten folks in Penn State, at Ohio State, all kinds of Big Ten standbys.
Jay Busby is with us, Yahoo Sports. Jay, one of the big stories right now in the sports world, the Minnesota Timberwolves are up 2-0 on the Nuggets, who looked like they were maybe going to be on cruise control back to the NBA Finals. All of a sudden, they're down 0-2 going to Minnesota. Jamal Murray's throwing heat pack out onto the court. They look lethargic. The Timberwolves are all fired up. What do you think seeing that there in the Western Conference side of the playoffs?
I mean, I love the idea of just when you're pissed at your workplace, just throwing a heat pack. Now, don't throw it at each other, but I love the idea. I can get behind this. Now, obviously, that draws a foul, and it would, if you did it at your workplace, it would draw a call from human resources. But that level of frustration, I can understand, because Denver has just been so good for so long, and they just kind of accepted it as their birthright to just stride on through, at least to the conference finals. And here's the Timberwolves rolling in. We talked, I think, last week about Anthony Edwards and how much he's looking like Jordan. I mean, every game it looks more and more like that. He plays more like Jordan. We wonder what Jordan would be like in this era. We're starting to kind of see. I mean, it's way too early to even begin to make that kind of comparison, but the same style. It's just so much fun to watch. And yeah, this is when the NBA gets so good, because all of a sudden everything starts to have more meaning. Every game from here on out, Denver can't take a game off, or they're going to be down 3 games and facing elimination. So this is when the NBA gets really good, and I absolutely love it.
Jay, where the NBA also gets good? The Knicks and the Pacers, man.
Yes.
I mean, you think about those Reggie Miller days, Spike Lee going after it. And then last night you get Obi Toppin, who was traded away from the Knicks. He's dunking between his legs during the game, and they're booing him. That's great, man. You gotta love that.
I mean, the Knicks are a team that they have been so bad for so long, just like epically bad. And I kind of hate to give credit to the New York fans in any sort of situation, but I do have to admit that Knicks fans, they are something special. I mean, they come out for that team. They know ball. They know how the game flows. They can really make or break a game at Madison Square Garden. That's the kind of stuff that I love. And yeah, you're right. It's echoes. I mean, there's an entire generation of NBA fans who don't have any real memory of Reggie and Spike and the choke and all of that stuff. But who cares? I mean, they're getting their own version of it now. That was one of the best rivalries of the 90s. And I'm so glad that it's back in some form now.
Yeah, I believe today is the anniversary of 8 points in 9 seconds that what Reggie did against the Knicks to give the choke sign to Spike Lee. So
is that right? Is today the anniversary of it? Because I mean, look, here's the thing: if you didn't try that play when you were playing basketball, you just weren't imaginative enough, because we all did it. We all got the basketball. We tried to turn around and sling it up there from 3-point range, and then get the rebound and sling it up again, and try and make the steal. It was so much fun. Reggie Miller was the perfect kind of bad guy. He was just an annoying dude, but he was good too. That's what you need to have a real antagonist, an antagonist to Jordan, for instance. You need to be really good. You can't just be annoying. You got to be really good at what you do too. And so for Reggie to just destroy the Knicks like that, I mean, it was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, 29 years ago today, 8 points in 8.9 seconds at Madison Square Garden. Today's also the anniversary of Jordan's shot against the Cleveland Cavaliers and Craig Elo. So a couple of big moments on this tape.
Yeah, this is a big day in 90s basketball history. When is the anniversary of the Knicks Heat fight, when Jeff Van Gundy was curled up around
grabbing onto his leg?
Yeah, that's as long as we're doing remember some 90s basketball. I mean, that was a classic too.
That's it. Hey, Jay, before you get out of here, I think one of your updates with Yahoo Sports, we have updates with the PGA Championship, which is coming up soon.
Yes, the PGA Championship is coming next week. Tiger Woods is going to be back in the field for at least the first couple of days. And look, we've talked about Tiger before. I would not bet my mortgage on this because it's Tiger Woods, but I would bet pretty much everything up to my mortgage that Tiger is not going to win another major. But it's still just a thrill to have him in the field. I mean, just, I think that we talked about this before. When Tiger turned pro, the Cowboys and the Chicago Bulls were defending champions. Speaking of 90s basketball, that's how long he's been around. So to have him in the field is something fun to watch. There's going to be much better golfers. There's much better action coming out of Kentucky. But yeah, it's going to start up next week.
Maybe there's a promotion for a mortgage company, bank, whatever. We'll cover your mortgage if Tiger wins another major, if you sign up for whatever. Maybe there's an idea there.
Yeah. Somebody, and then he's going to go do it, and then he's going to precipitate the next mortgage crisis. So we probably don't want that.
That's a fair point. Be careful about counting out Tiger, even though all the reasons might be there. So there's a lot happening in sports. Golf season continues, playoffs, NBA, NHL. And when news breaks, Yahoo has you covered there. Jay Busby, yahoosports.com, where you can read his work. Jay, we appreciate you hopping on with us. As always, thanks so much. And we'll see you. We'll talk to you again soon.
Absolutely. Take care, my friends.
Jay Busby, Yahoo Sports, joining us here on Josh and Swain.
Jason, man, you missed another anniversary today, buddy.
Is that right?
You did. Today,
May 7th
the
date.
Go ahead.
What'd I miss?
Oh, you don't know? Today is the day that Jordan wore the white and black Concord 11s.
This is the Concord 11 birth date?
Correct.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, it was 35 years ago today he hit the foul line jumper against the Cavs, as John Wilkerson would proudly tell you. Elo made him change his shot, which is true. It's just that the shot went in, and the Bulls moved on. But the Concord 11s date today? Well, that should have just been the whole show. A celebration of the 11s, which Swain wore when he spoke to the team a couple of weeks ago.
1995. He debuted the Concord Air Jordan 11s.
The GOAT shoes worn by the GOAT basketball player?
Definitely the GOAT.
Do we call the Concord 11s the GOATs?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I would say.
Okay.
I would say so. I don't like the way LeBron's been acting. Not taking accountability. Another coach fired. I'm more back on Jordan being the GOAT.
Okay.
I was getting weak. I was saying LeBron GOAT-ish. Still not ready to say LeBron's a GOAT. But now I'm good. Jordan's still the GOAT. He's number 2.
I think I'm finding myself pulling against the Timberwolves and trying to win a title.
Why?
Because I would love for them to come close, have some trouble. He gets frustrated, and then Anthony Edwards says, you know what? I'm going to go back to Chicago to do what Jordan did for them.
I'm going to Chicago?
And the Bulls could sign him.
Bro, that's the last place Edwards is going to go or want to go. He should want to go to New York, or I would say Atlanta, but you don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Because he's from Atlanta. Big market. But he strikes me as someone that will stay in Minnesota. He went to Georgia, Josh, as number 1 recruit in the country. He went to Georgia in basketball.
Their colors are what?
Red and black. But
Chicago?
They don't mean anything.
It's my only hope at this point. We'll come back. We have an attaboy to hand out in our final segment. We'll wrap things up with the Power Poll. One more segment to go on Josh and Swain.
I love when cool things happen in our community, and McLean's Painting is doing just that. It's our annual Paint It Forward campaign. You can nominate a deserving nonprofit organization, church, or even a 501c3 who can benefit from up to $10,000 of their painting service at no cost. Check out what's happening at 991thesportsanimal.com.
Today, we're on a quest for the ever-elusive local business. However, our search is difficult as big-name national companies overshadow their smaller competitors. If only these local businesses knew about Cumulus Boost. Cumulus Boost can increase their online presence in ways that go beyond basic SEO. Aha! A mom-and-pop shop victory! Get found by more customers with Cumulus Boost at cumulusboost.com. That's CUMULUS Boost.com.
At Ingles, we know the ever-present struggle of, what am I going to make for dinner this week? That's why we started the Ingles Table. It's all waiting for you at ingles-markets.com. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
Don't get overwhelmed, but May, it's a pretty big month. Hey, this is Heather Harrington. You're going to have Mother's Day,
high school graduations, college graduations, the beginning of wedding season, the beginning of summer, all happening this month. And if you need a special gift for any of those occasions, you need my jewelry store, TK Wheeler Jewelers. TK Wheeler Jewelers has been in business on South Illinois Avenue in Oak Ridge for years. We're talking decades. He knows what people love, and that's why he has almost $3 million in inventory in his store. Beautiful, fine gold pieces, necklaces, bracelets, earrings, things that never, ever go out of style. He's got a huge selection of diamond jewelry, pendant necklaces, hoop earrings, stud earrings, and of course, bridal jewelry. It's incredible. And then he's got everything in between, from precious gemstones to birthstones, you name it, TK Wheeler has it. And if you want to give an incredible gift this May for all those special occasions, shop where I do. TK Wheeler Jewelers.
This has been a big announcement.
It's Nico time in Tennessee. That's right, ball fans. Get ready for the most hard-hitting, electrifying, play-making deals in real estate you've ever seen. Oh, wait. I should probably clarify. I'm Nick Nico, spelled N-I-C-A-U-D, with the Nick Nico team at Keller Williams. If you're looking to be like our Vols in your real estate moves, our Nico team is the hard-hitting, electrifying, play-making team for you. Don't listen to everyone say the market's tough, prices are up, where do I move to? Our team has the market knowledge that we call the Nico know-how. We know the area. Raised right here in Knoxville, I know what moves, so our team just cuts through what everyone else might see as an obstacle. And we turn it into an opportunity. Sell high and buy low on your next dream home with our Nico know-how. Let our team become your team. Check us out online, nicoteam.com. That's N-I-C-A-U-D team.com.
Diggins' own theme park carnival event happening May 10th and 11th from 5:30 to 9 p.m. Admission is free. And this Friday morning at 9 a.m., go to 991thesportsanimal.com and grab a sweet deal to Diggins' Own.
The name of the game at the greens at Deerfield is Focus, voted the most scenic golf course in East Tennessee. Make sure you keep your eye on the ball as you enjoy this Bobby Clampett course with stunning views of Norris Lake and the mountains located right outside of La Follette. The greens at Deerfield is 6,800 yards of the most beautiful round of golf you may ever play. You can even come by boat. They'll bring you to the clubhouse. Call to book your tee time today, 423-566-0040, and come see or play the greens at Deerfield.
The minute folks step into Dollywood in my Smoky Mountains, I want them to fill their hearts with all the beautiful things in this big old world. Dollywood, love every moment.
Plan your visit today at Dollywood.com.
4 out of 5 sports fans listen to Tennessee football talk on the Sports Animal stream. The 5th is an Alabama fan, and he can't listen to anything since the batteries died at his transistor radio in 1981.
From the Budweiser studios of the Sports Animal, we are 99.1, the Sports Animal.
Back for the final segment of Josh and Swain. We appreciate all the interaction today. Thanks for hanging out with us. Joel Silverberg producing. We appreciate you. However you have tuned into the show today, listening on your radio, streaming, maybe you're listening on demand right now. We appreciate you on the Sports Animal YouTube channel as well. You can always go back and listen on demand. Listen anywhere you get your podcast, thanks to Beatty Chevrolet. We'll save these, but thanks to Turkey Man, he texted in, looks like a series of, they're described as bad dad jokes, but I don't think there's such thing. So we'll put these in storage and pull them out when we need them for the show. So look forward to that.
Okay.
We hand out Attaboys every day thanks to the Native Nursery, Attaboys and Attagirls, and both apply here. As this was a video shared by a gentleman named Clint Betts. He's the co-founder at Silicon Slopes in Utah, CEO and co-founder. And it is a video of his son who is autistic. And he's in school, in gym, with a bunch of kids from class. And they're playing basketball, and the video simply shows all the kids gathered around playing some kind of pretend defense, but really encouraging him as he's putting up shots. And when his son, Henry, makes a shot, they go crazy. They give him the basketball back, You make it, you keep it. Give him the basketball back again. He shoots it, swish. Goes in, kids go crazy. Clint with the caption, the kids are going to be all right. We worry about school and all these kinds of things, and these are very important topics, but it's important, I think, to highlight the good things that the kids are doing as well, and Clint did that here. So I only see boys, attaboys, attagirls to the kids in class that are stepping up to help Henry and involve him. Anytime I see one of these videos, love it, want to share it.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Good reminder that good things are happening in the world.
Every single day.
It's hard. Hard to see it sometimes, but good reminder.
Yep. We look for it. Try to remind you when we get that chance here on the show to hand out attaboys and attagirls every day thanks to the Native Nursery. Doing great work for contractors and landscapers. It's your one-stop shop for plants, trees, and landscaping materials, boulders, flagstone, mulch, and more. Located at 3473 Louisville Road, 5 minutes from Pellissippi off the Topside Road exit, nativetn.com. The Native Nursery, available for contractors and landscapers. Number 1 team in the country, Tennessee baseball, look to take care of Queens, getting ready for Vanderbilt this upcoming weekend. The Vols on the road one more time in SEC play before hosting South Carolina next week.
Queens, where is that?
This is from Charlotte.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Queen City.
Yeah. Also, Tyler Boyd, there was some speculation. Would he not? He agrees to a 1-year deal with the Tennessee Titans. I like that pickup.
I like that pickup, too. Look at the Titans over there, man. They cooking.
Yeah, added Calvin Ridley. They still have Hopkins.
Yeah, making some really good moves.
See what this means for Traylon Burks from Arkansas.
Oh, he better put up or shut up. That's what it means. Ain't no, let's see what it means. That's what it means right there. If he don't put up, then goodbye. That's the way it works.
Okay. Before we say goodbye, we close things out. Last couple of segments we've hit on playoff activity. Timberwolves, good luck against that defense. Now Denver goes to Minnesota. That's got to shake things up a little bit. Swain, top 5 NBA title contenders now that we're at the start or early part of the second round of the playoffs in the NBA. Can you go 5 deep?
Yeah, I can. I'm going to go with Dallas Mavs at number 5. That combination of Luka and Kyrie, really potent. I love the pieces they have around them. Number 4, I got to go Denver. Down 0-2, lost their first 2 games at home. Minnesota going to their home. That's a tough spot to climb out of if you are Denver. Number 3, OKC. Young, deep, can shoot it, can defend. OKC Thunder at number 3. Number 2, I got the Boston Celtics. Still really good defensive team. Tatum is a bucket. Brown's really, really good. Got to go with the Celtics number 2. Number 1, it's Minnesota.
Got to be Minnesota?
It got to be Minnesota. What they're doing right now to the defending champions, they had them down by 30-plus points. They beat them down. They got to be number 1 right now.
We have the same 5 teams, almost the same order, so you were very close, Swain. I have Dallas number 5. I have Denver number 4. They are down, almost out, but we can't count them completely out. They are still the reigning champs. I have OKC number 3. I have Minnesota 2 and Boston 1. Here's why. Because I'm convinced Boston will be in the NBA Finals. Minnesota still has to finish off Denver, and OKC or Dallas, I think, are legitimate challenges. I don't think Boston has a challenge in the Eastern Conference. So I think they are just skipping ahead with the formality of playing the Cavs and then likely the Knicks to get to the NBA Finals.
To get beat by the T-Wolves. Now, if it's OKC, they may win it. But I don't see anybody beating T-Wolves the way they're playing right now.
The way they're playing right now, good luck to everybody. And the team that I am more confident will have the toughness would be Minnesota versus the Celtics.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Things have gotten interesting. Things have gotten young in the league, too. These are young teams we're talking about.
Real quick. Real quick. So, all right, man. This is the time to be watching. And Porzingis, good luck against those big men in Minnesota if both teams advance, because I don't see him having a chance.
Yeah, that's a tough draw.
Very tough.
So we'll see what happens. Swain's been a lot of fun today. We also, correct me if I'm wrong, we figured out you're at 11-1 now for Tennessee's record
9-3
this fall.
Yeah, I'm still at 9-3.
Okay.
Good try, though. A for effort. 9-3. We'll see how team performs early in the season, and then we'll adjust from there.
Oh, also, Greg McMichael, go back and listen to the conversation. Toward the end, he proclaimed the Atlanta Braves top organization in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Who can argue otherwise?
Who would want to?
He was great. We appreciate you being with us. We had a great time. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. Thanks for listening right here on Josh and Swain.
I'll always remember our family vacations and the